welcome to another episode of Praise the Run, a podcast. Patrick, it's been a couple weeks.
Has it been a couple weeks?
Yeah, you were gone.
Oh, yeah, but we had the filler podcast, so...
Yeah, for them, I mean, it's a couple days late, I think. I checked. I was like, oh, shit, I might have timed it wrong.
Yeah.
So I was
That's
like,
right.
oh, it's been 8 days, so... So it's a couple days late, but yeah, you were gone. How was your trip?
It was fun. I went to Pennsylvania, did Pennsylvania things,
Yeah.
comedy, and made fun of all their little towns and stuff, and did some escape rooms.
Did you eat chocolate? That's a Pennsylvania thing.
Chocolate.
Right.
They have the Hershey thing there, but they don't really.
They don't
That's not
advertise
like
chocolate.
Yeah, most of Pennsylvania doesn't care about that. That's really just that one small part. Pennsylvania's biggest festival is actually the oil festival. That's what they care more about, is oil.
Oh.
That's what we discovered oil first in America, is in Pennsylvania. So that's their big thing.
Whoa.
Even though we don't do that anymore there, they're still big on it. Bigger than chocolate, which is crazy because they have an amusement park for that. But
Philadelphia is like the actual home of the founding fathers, right? That's like where the bell is and stuff like that.
and that's where the cracked bell is?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's like... So that makes sense.
Yeah, it's all right there.
Where we founded oil.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
It's
where like
that's where the guys were at.
there's so many like huge like oil baron houses, like bigger than these like New England mansions, because they have even more property, so they just like
Right.
really built some. But now, because it's really only like a few large families in the town I was in, like rich wise, most of those houses are just like Airbnbs and
Oh, yeah,
shit.
I
There's
bet.
so many of those in the mid.
Yeah, I bet
middle of
that's more
America.
profitable now.
So many Airbnbs.
I bet they're not fracking a bunch of oil now.
Yeah, exactly. That's such a... Well, they moved on to, like, plastics. That's their biggest thing now, I think, is, like, plastics and
Manufacturing. Oh, I bet that smells horrible.
stuff. It wasn't... We weren't near any production or distribution
Uh-oh.
areas or nothing like that, but that's just their biggest commodity now, I think, is plastics. And they have a
Makes
lot of
sense.
buildings that are, like, multiple use. Like, they had, like, a winery furniture store and like just random mushed together businesses and stuff,
Weird.
which is weird but also like smart in a way, because it just like magnifies the amount you can do in one property or whatever. But there was tons of that. Like every building had another side hustle inside of it, like every single one. I don't think I went to a single building that wasn't also something else, unless it was like a franchise, like a McDonald's or something. But other than that,
That is cool.
everything was like, we have this and also this,
What
which was neat.
What was the weirdest one?
Probably that furniture store winery definitely was the one that caught my eye the most. A lot of them were just like also Airbnbs. Like a lot of the bars had like Airbnbs upstairs.
That makes sense. I don't know why you would want that.
There was a lot of like because it's like in the middle of like major towns where I
Yeah.
was at, so people just like
Let me go pay money to
crash in the middle.
listen to music all night.
It's cheaper to stay. Yeah, I guess. Well, the bars don't. There's only like a couple bars that were open like super late, but
Yeah, I bet with small towns, there's not like a lot of 24 hours. Or
right. So that's more of the
2 a.m.
ideal. They'll
thing.
drive out on the outskirts and stay in these Airbnbs, and then it's cheaper than trying to stay in Pittsburgh or in
Right.
the Great Lakes, Chicago area or something.
That's Illinois.
Yeah, but the Great Lake Erie was only an hour for me.
Oh.
But,
Yeah, I guess I don't know my geography too well. Once you get past, once you start getting close to the middle of the country.
It's all giant
Yeah.
land masses. Yeah, just flat. Yeah. I don't really know my geography well either. If I hadn't have went to the Great Lakes while I was there, I wouldn't have realized that I was that close to
Yeah,
to
right.
them. But
Which means you're probably close to Niagara Falls, right? I don't know.
I guess
Is
I don't
that
know how far. I
geography?
mean, technically, on the other end of the lake is Canada. You couldn't see it because it was the one that we were at was pretty big. But
Yeah.
I imagine Niagara Falls there's a route to get there. That's you think I would have been there by now? I've lived here long enough. That's one
Yeah.
place I haven't been. I should add that to the list of drive up and see things. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think you can just visit it. You don't have to pay.
Right. You don't have to get a passport.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. At least the our side of it, right?
Right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was just that. A lot of that. It was rainy, so we couldn't do a lot of like outdoor stuff because there's this outdoor art museum thing in Pittsburgh that I wanted to see called Randyland.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of that before. Yeah.
And I wanted to go there, but it was just rainy, and it wasn't
Oh.
it wasn't worth
Yeah.
the trip
Getting
to
wet.
walk around. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not because you can't even the bright colors aren't the same in the dark or whatever. But
Damn.
we still made the most of it. We found plenty of other things to do that wasn't that.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Nothing crazy. They had like this little place that you could rent out like a little kiosk, kind of like a miniature mall.
Oh.
And you could rent out one like kiosk area for like a day if you wanted to, up to a month. It was like $17 a day or something, or like
Okay.
$200 for a month or something. But you could do any kind of business. If you just want to walk in there one day and literally sell your art for a day,
Yeah, that
or
sounds great.
people were starting up like quick kitchens and shit.
Yeah.
Like there was like a when I went there was some people doing I think it was pierogies or something, some very niche food like that.
Yeah.
And that was just that for like the month. They just rented it out for the month and
Nice.
you just bring in your own equipment or whatever. I imagine there's probably some extra steps to get food involved,
Right.
but
Like
people had all
insurance.
sorts of stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Fire insurance.
But there was like some guy some nerd was in there with like computer courses and he had some computer set up, and stuff like that. But it's like there's a lot of that too, like a lot of like
That's sick.
very like small town. It takes a village vibe.
Yeah.
This place, a lot of
Sell Pokemon cards out of one of
people.
those.
One guy offered me a restaurant because they're rebuilding an old YMCA into another one of those type of things where it's
Yeah.
gonna be like basically like a mini mall.
Piece of fuzz. I thought
And
it
he was like, "I'll give you a restaurant for $300 a month. You can cook whatever you want to, make
Shit.
your own hours."
okay.
I was like, "What? $300 a month? That's lunch. That's
Right.
a lunch rush, you know."
Right. Shit, dude.
Very
Yeah,
tempting, but at the same time, it is a small town, so like,
Right.
it sounds ideal, but you'd have to attract like
Traffic.
tourists and stuff too,
Right.
or something, because.
Make a comedy scene out there.
Yeah, well, that's what they're doing. My friends that I went to go visit, that's like they are the entertainers of the town. So they
Oh.
run karaoke,
Yeah, you're
trivia,
talking about that.
comedy, paint and sip, like literally almost all entertainment.
That's fun.
They basically run.
That's fun.
It was pretty fun. They're basically the mayors of that town. It's crazy. Like by the time on my last day, it's such a small town too that on my last day, I almost knew like everyone. Like I'd walk into buildings and be like, "Hey, it's that comedian guy," and I'd be like, "Oh, it's the guy who owns that pub," or whatever.
All 50 of them were there on Tuesday.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's so funny how it goes, but
Yeah, that's how my parents are. My parents know everyone now where they live at because there's like 200 people in the whole town.
yeah, exactly. But it's like close enough to major areas that it's worth it. It's not like you're in the middle of nowhere and then
Yeah.
you're surrounded by the middle of nowhere. Like 45 minutes to an hour and a half in any direction, you're in a major town. So.
Yeah. Yeah, for my parents, it's like the closest town is Paris, and that town is pretty small, but the closest city is like 3 hours away, and that's
Oh,
Dallas.
yeah.
Yeah, Dallas
a lot
is
further.
huge, but that's so far.
Right. Yeah, in Texas, there's so much more land. to
Right.
just-
The United States is gigantic.
Yeah.
Jeez. But hell yeah, man! I'm glad you had fun. That's exciting.
Yeah, that was the trip. No video games. We did watch the first episode of the Fallout show.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to watch all of it, but we watched the first episode.
I need to sign into my Amazon. I've just been lazy. But I do mean to watch that.
I don't have
It's so hard to watch.
I don't have my
TV.
own Amazon, but I might just get it just for that, just to
Yes.
watch it and
Sign up for a trial.
binge it. Yeah, because honestly, like that first episode alone, I don't even play Fallout like as hardcore. Like, I don't think I've beaten any of them. I've played all of them for a
really?
bit or whatever, but I don't think I've played all the way through any of them.
I never beat the originals. Like, I've dabbled with the first one. I don't think I've ever played the second one, or like they had like a tactics one. They had a couple of spin-off ones like Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
And then I want to say there's another one like that as well, which were like weird original Xbox like top-down games almost.
Yeah.
Not isometric necessarily, but almost like Hunter the Reckoning or something like that, but
Okay.
Fallout.
Yeah.
I think that's what that game is. Honestly, I don't remember. I had it on my shelf for so long.
Yeah.
But I never played it because it wasn't back compat. So I just never ended up playing it. Then there was Fallout 3. I beat that. And Fallout 4 I played thousands of hours of.
Really.
Yeah.
I know I played 3 and 4, but there's one of those games where there's just like so much to do
Yeah.
outside of the main mission that I spend like hours just wandering around and not actually progressing anything,
Yeah.
you know? And so I never really got anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those games that you could really get lost in and just not accomplish anything for hours.
Right.
Same thing with like Skyrim, the Oblivion
Absolutely.
game.
Yeah, I've done
Like-
so many playthroughs of that and never...
Yeah, never did anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put 30 hours into Oblivion earlier this year, and I got like to level 20 or something. I didn't do
Wow.
much.
Yeah.
I didn't do a lot of quests. I just roamed around and explored, opened up a few towns, talked to some people, and I was like, shit, okay. I'm
And
gonna
you're,
go
like,
play something else.
still on the second mission. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That game is a lot more open-ended. Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and New Vegas are all pretty, like... I mean, they're all exploratory, but, like, there's definitely a critical path. In
Yeah.
Oblivion, there's a critical path, but it doesn't, like... It's very obfuscated, especially, like, Morrowind, too, once you get even before that.
Right.
Like... The golden path isn't just like a quest marker kind of thing where like I feel like Skyrim and Fallout 3 and stuff like that, like the main destinations of those games are very well it's really easy to like get on the path to one of those things in those
Yeah.
games. And I think those games cater to that a little bit more. Oblivion did not. Oblivion was like, we'll just throw you out.
Just figure it out.
Yeah. Once you get out of the prison scene and like break out and stuff, they're like, yeah, you're good. But apparently, like Bethesda said, like sales are up like 7,200% or something like that from what they have been.
Really? Because of the show?
Yeah.
I would imagine it. Like, I mean, honestly, I've only seen the first episode, and I haven't played a bunch of the games, but they are very... Like, just that one episode alone was so good. It touched on so much. There were a couple times where they, like, threw in some Easter eggs, and you're like, all right, I see what you're doing. You know,
Right.
You're trying to squeeze in some extra stuff, which is fine.
Right.
They did it so well most of the time that it wasn't even... That I was able to look past it, you know?
Yeah, from what I've heard, episode 2 is the one that's like the most out of place, and then it
Yeah.
gets right back on track.
Right.
And
But they started off so... It started off so great. They didn't hold back at all.
That's good.
They, you know, it was just as brutal as the actual game,
Hell
you
yeah.
know, and it's actual, like, it's actual, like, Fallout. Like, it's, like, post-apocalyptic. Like, you feel like you're like, oh, shit, like, this is... They really got screwed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was nice. It was a nice... And you can tell, like, even people that have never even heard of the game are fucking posting about it online. Like, I love
Right.
this so much. So, like, they really, I think,
Right.
knocked it out of the water.
like The Witcher, it's kind of like, it reminds me of that, or The Last of Us now. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
it feels like one of those Twisted Metal as well, where, like, these shows keep coming out, but there's, like, nothing new around the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but all the old games are just being boosted. Mario was the same way when Mario came out. I think the one anomaly is like Sonic. Sonic, the games are still kind of like whatever's in
Oh,
sales.
yeah.
And it's like that Knuckles show just came out as well, and nobody's talking about that. Fallout kind of is the talk of the town right
Fallout,
now.
yeah, Fallout's really exploded right now.
Yeah, and
I think they did their own vault too.
Yes.
Like it's a whole separate vault storyline, which is
Right.
another cool thing. Like it's not like they just took a pre-existing
Right.
lore.
They do have towns and stuff from the original games and New Vegas and stuff because it kind of takes place in that area. It's
Yeah.
the West Coast. But yeah, it's its own vault. I believe it takes place like during New Vegas or like slightly after New Vegas, something like that. It could even be like slightly before and then like kind of spans between that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they that whole area is kind of like unexplored where they're at. They do reference some things from what I've heard and like retcon a couple of towns from the original games. But Todd Howard has said that this was the idea of their Fallout 5. It's also made like Fallout 76 like one of the most hated games of all time at launch. Is now like it peaked with all-time player count and stuff like that over the last week and stuff. It's kind of
like,
insane.
This is a game. Let me get in there.
Yeah, and people
Whoa,
are like,
it's
"Oh, it's not that
Cogsworth."
bad." Yeah.
It's like the show.
Right. And New Vegas is the big one where people are latching on. And that's probably the most I've heard of, like, people are like, oh, yeah, this is the one that's not made by Bethesda, so we're going to play this one. Which is cool because, I think it's also because of the references and stuff like that, where they do reference, I believe, New Vegas in one of the episodes, from what I've heard. At least, like, the areas, like I forgot what the name of the faction is, the NCR or something like that. But they talk about that. Also, but there's a couple of things that are weird, like, their Brotherhood of Steel is still very much a big part of the show. And in the games, the Brotherhood of Steel is, like, basically remnants of factions of what they're at.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where that timeline's supposed to be. The Enclave is still full force in the show. They're basically non-existent in New Vegas. They have, like, a small faction. There's no super mutants from what I've heard, which is kind of crazy. That's a cool reveal.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I guess, but I haven't seen it. But
maybe that's like a season 2 plan or
Yeah.
something. Because you can't.
To make that practical, right?
Yeah, because I guess you could start with the super mutant, but like there's only so many
Yeah.
bigger, badder things to
Right.
expand upon after that.
Well, they started with a ghoul.
A ghoul and raiders right off the bat.
Right.
Which I think was really cool. Like that's probably one of the best ways to start off. Oh, we're in the vault. How do you get out of the vault? Oh, we got raided.
Right.
Like how?
People broke in.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I haven't heard anything about death claws, but that would be cool if you see a death claw. I don't know how they make that practical. There's so much practicality to like what I've seen in this show, which is cool. Because seeing the news shots that come out, the entertainment news shots that come out for these movies and shows, they always look bad because they're not color corrected and stuff.
Right.
And people freak out. And we got those shots pretty early on of like dude walking around and the armor and stuff like that, and people are like, oh, it looks like a cosplay. And but even back then I was like, well, it's not.
Right.
It's not the camera that you're gonna be seeing it out of.
Yeah, it's not they're gonna have a whole different Fallout filter basically.
Right. It's gonna be 16:9. It's gonna be color corrected to all hell.
It's gonna be effects and shit floating around. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's so cool that they didn't rely heavily on CG and stuff for a lot of, at least what it looks like, a lot of the shots. Blood and stuff like that, you can only get so far with practicality. Of course,
I honestly think it's kind of making a comeback. a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's horror movies are starting to rely on it again more
Right.
often.
It's just cheaper.
It's cheaper, yeah. It is cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's always looked better.
Yeah.
I mean, green screen and those type of effects have almost never really been pulled off well.
Right.
Like it's just easier to build a model. And then even if the model's kind of chinky looking, it looks real still.
Right.
You know?
The the Deathclaw, I don't know how they would do that, but
They'd have to build like a Jurassic Park type model.
yeah, it'd be like almost like a Pan's Labyrinth kind of monster
Right,
thing
yeah.
or something like that. And they can get that dude, whoever.
I was gonna say they could get like a big guy on stilts or something.
Yeah, I forgot what that dude's name is, but he does all those monsters, for
monsters,
Guillermo
yeah.
del Toro.
Kenya would know. She talks about him all the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He sits in makeup
He's like a tall
chairs.
guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He's the fish guy and all those Hellboy and Shape of Water, and then
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth. He's the monster with the eyes in his hands, the goat
Yeah.
dude. And he's also like a weird bald-headed
I
thing.
can see his normal face, but no, I can't remember his name.
Right.
But yeah, he's
Right.
like the go-to guy for like, we want you to dress up in funny shit. Yeah.
Right. I always think he looks like John Waters,
Mm.
and he's not John Waters.
No.
But he just had his birthday was yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. I was like, oh, like, happy birthday to John Waters. Yeah, it's really cool to see people grasping onto Fallout. It's sad that it's probably gonna be another decade until we get an actual Fallout 5.
Yeah.
But
with this movie or this show, maybe that'll
right,
help.
It got renewed for 2 more seasons. After such amazing release. So we'll see how that moves things along if Bethesda decides to, if they don't want to do Fallout 5 in-house and they're really going to Elder Scrolls 6, which I think is the smart choice for them, I really think they should give the Fallout franchise, well, I guess it's not up to them anymore. It's really up to Microsoft because they own it now.
Yeah. Right.
It's really up to Xbox. If Xbox wants to give it to somebody else, like Obsidian for a New Vegas 2 or somebody else, like why not team up with what could CD Projekt Red do with a Fallout 5?
I saw a cool mod for Fallout in England.
Oh yeah, Fallout London. So that's been in development for like 7 years, dude. And
Yeah.
so that's interesting that you talk about that because that's a Fallout 4 mod that's been in development since the game's been released almost. Like
wow.
it feels like forever. And with the announcement of the show, I think the one thing that they were trying to time is that they're doing a 4K release of the game for PS5 and Xbox and stuff like that. And that mod team has basically said, like, hey, that kind of, like, broke everything. So, like, we gotta fix it.
Wow,
so it's gonna be even longer for that
You gotta
mod.
go back and make it all 4K compatible.
Yeah, because what Bethesda said is like, hey, since it's gonna be 4K and 120 frames per second, like it might break some mods. Just be
makes
aware.
sense.
And that game's gonna be a decade old next year. 10 years old
pulling
next
the
year.
old GTA 5.
Right. Well, that game's not supported with like hundreds of microtransactions. Like it had
That's
some
true, yeah.
DLC, but like a lot of the updates like this are just free. Like
That's true, yeah.
they've
Very true.
re-released Fallout a few times. Like they did they had the PS4 version, and then they did like it's like an anniversary kind of Game of the Year edition, and then they did like a VR version of Fallout 4, and that was it. Fallout 3 has gotten modern releases as well, and same thing with New Vegas. They did like PS4 and Xbox One versions of those games when they came out.
Right.
But those games as well. They've never done like full remasters or anything like that. Skyrim's kind of the one where like that keeps coming. Where like they've ported Skyrim to fucking everything, and then they've done anniversary editions. They've done the VR version, and then they've done like the Ultimate Edition or whatever the newest one was. I think the newest one was an Anniversary Edition, and then they had an Ultimate Edition before that. But they've done that a bunch. But Fallout's the one thing where like they haven't, and probably because that mod community is so heavy. Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 76 as well is still very well supported. So like a lot of that attention is going to there.
Yeah.
But even then, like, all those expansions are free. Like, they have microtransactions that are, like, skins and stuff like that. But, like, if you wanted to go play, like, The Pit or whatever that expansion is that's coming out next, that's out.
Yeah.
And you can just play it. As long as you have Game Pass or you have the game, you can play it. So, I mean, 7,200%, like, you know, new players to all these games. Like, I'm sure they'll be fine for a little bit, but will they act on that? I don't know.
Right.
It's really not up to them. As much as Todd Howard wants to think it would be up to him, at some point it's gotta give, you know, where like I'm sure Microsoft's like, no, we gotta put out a Fallout. Like,
yeah, true.
So you're busy making Skyrim,
it's
and
too
it's not
popular
up to you.
now. We gotta make a game.
Yeah, you're still making Elder Scrolls 6. Like, it's gonna be 8 years until that game comes out. There's no way that we're not getting a Fallout from somebody else if Bethesda's not gonna do it, or they expand BGS.
Right.
And I think that would be to BGS's detriment. And they could outsource it and try to have Todd Howard under the wing or whatever, and maybe that would work. But I feel like 76 was so gnarly at launch because Todd Howard was so spread thin.
Yeah.
In between like 76, Starfield, the development and writing of this show, and then he was like co-producing something else like within Bethesda. I forgot what else he was doing.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Oh, the Indiana Jones game. He's working on that, and that's supposed to be coming out later this year, and that's from Machine Games. He's also like producing, directing that. So I don't know, man. I don't know what you do with that, but they got to figure out something. A lot of today's focus, though, is more on the indie scene. You brought up mods. I don't have the full news story, but fucking they just arrested some dude in Japan for doing Pokemon mods and selling them. I could bring that story up real quick because I didn't have that pulled up.
Pokemon mods?
Yeah, so like in the competitive scene of Pokemon, you know, you can, when you catch Pokemon in the game, they get certain stats and stuff like that, and you train your Pokemon and stuff, and then you make your 6 to you, and then you play competitively. And that's how it's always been. But it's a grind to get your Pokemon to that, so a lot of people just, like, outsource that. And just have people, you know, you trade Pokemon and stuff like that. And a lot of them are illegal, but some of them aren't. There's, like, this whole tagging system that Pokemon uses when you play competitive video game Pokemon, that you have to hook up your system to, and it reads all your Pokemon and tells you that, hey, all of these are legit, or this one is flagged to being, like, all messed up, like, code-wise, or it's modded or whatever, and, like, it's not always 100% is what people say. Like, real Pokemon get flagged all the time in this system, and people are like, what the fuck? And then Pokemon's like, we can't do anything about it.
Right.
But so this dude was selling modded Pokemon. These were actual legit modded Pokemon where like stats were off charts and stuff like that. Like really good stat Pokemon and selling them. That would be cool. I mean, Nintendo would probably still have a problem with it if it was like old Game Boy Pokemon or whatever like that. But I think it would be a lot less looked at.
Yeah, for sure.
This dude's doing it for modern Pokemon.
It's like we're battling today's Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah.
Which has a competition scene where a lot of money is on the line. So Nintendo went after him, or more importantly, the Pokemon Company went after him.
Right.
And they arrested this dude. And in Japan, under competition law, this dude could be facing up to like 5 years or something like that, or paying a fine up to like $33,000 in
That's
U.S.
crazy.
currency.
Oh my gosh.
It's like millions of yen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think he's gonna get the jail time. I think he'll get fined. Whether he gets fined $33,000 worth or not, who knows? It's possible.
Yeah.
But people pay a lot of money for these things, like a couple $100 a Pokemon kind of shit. You know, like if you're playing like legit VGC and winning money and shit, people will pay money.
Yeah.
I believe first place in Worlds is like $100,000 or something like that.
Wow. So chances are he might already have the money for the bail or whatever the fine.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm sure whatever fine that is not everything that he made from it.
Yeah.
And since it's competition law, it's a little bit weird where it's not straight up racketeering or anything like that. He's not doing anything illegally with gambling or anything. He's just selling Pokemon, but there are weird things with like modifying code.
Right.
And Japan is super fucked up, like, and can be jail time. That's why you won't find like modded consoles in Japan, because it's just super unheard of to do that. Modding games is super frowned upon there.
Wow.
You can get a lot of like similar type of games, but like modding somebody's code is like desecrating somebody's art, you know, kind of thing. It's like when Miss Pac-Man came out and Konami threw a fit, you know, that kind of shit from back in the day. Because Miss Pac-Man was a mod of regular Pac-Man, and they just threw a bow on him.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a crazy story. We'll see where that goes when they develop it more, and I'll have like a full, you know, court documents and stuff to work on. But right now it's kind of like, hey, this dude's arrested and he might be fined this and could be serving up to this, but there's no verdict yet, so we're just waiting for that. The other parts of today's episode with video games, I wanted to focus a lot on indies because we got a couple of indie showcases this week. Nintendo had a small little showcase called the Nintendo Indie World Showcase. They've done a few of them that we've watched, but there was a small one. It was 20 minutes long, but like they showed off a few cool games. I'm bringing the headphones to listen to it or whatever. I have no clue how loud it is in the ears, but like,
and welcome
I don't
to
know.
Indie World.
A lot
I'm
of
Amber.
indie games,
And I'm Tyler.
like maybe it's
We're
because I
back
feel
with
like
more indie games coming to the Nintendo Switch system.
All right, let's get. What was that?
Oh, I'm just prepping for our first segment.
I feel like indies are in a weird spot right now. Like,
Hey Micah, you ready to
I
get
don't know.
started?
There's like,
Yep. Pip's here. Hello.
a lack
Pip, you have a
of
filter
new
on. What?
things. Like
Oh.
I feel like
I don't think
not
anybody's
so
gonna
long
notice.
ago it
Let's
was
go.
like
Hi,
every
I'm
week
Matt,
something new
director
was
and
coming.
lead developer on Little
You
Kitty
know,
Big City.
like some
I'm
type
Micah,
of new
the
game
animator.
or
And
whatever.
I'm Pip, the narrative
Sorry,
designer.
it's kinda threw
Little
him
Kitty
over.
Big
Just a
City
weird,
is a game about
Boy
exploring a
Scout
weird
nod you
and
got
wonderful
going on.
neighborhood as a
Yeah,
little
every time I
Game
every
idea
time I wrap
originated
them up,
when I
they
was
get
teaching my
tangled
kids
in
how
a
to
new
code.
way.
It's grown a lot since then, but the core is still the
I
same.
don't know.
It's a game about
this
being
first
a
game that
little
they
cat.
show off, though. I mean,
little
we don't need the sound necessarily. This first game from Nintendo
Little
that they
kitty
show off is called
in
Little
a
Kitty
big
Big
city.
City.
You were taking a nap
cat
in your
game.
favorite
Yeah,
spot.
I think
but
we
you
saw
fell,
this
and
at
now
the
you're
last.
lost.
This one's like
Talk
the
about a near
Untitled
catastrophe.
Goose, but you're a cat
In this
game.
adorable
Yeah, it
adventure,
was like
you'll
open
navigate a
world,
vibrant city
cat
to find your way
RPG.
home, and there's plenty to
It's
do
like a cat
along
game where
the
you can
way.
actually be a cat and there's not some sort of
Check your
hidden
to-do
deep
list.
secret message
Some of
behind
the
it.
city's
Right.
animals have found
Like
themselves
Stray.
in hairy
Which is a great
situations,
game, but
and you
I
can lend
wanted
a
to
helping
just be a
hand.
cat.
Right.
I didn't
Paw.
want
That's
Maybe
what I
life
one of them
lesson.
wants something shiny. Another
That's what I
might be
said.
stuck
I was
in a
like,
puddle.
this is gonna be what
There
I
are
wanted
also
from
cat
Stray, which
achievements
is
to
cool.
complete.
But we've
Petted
seen this
by
game
humans,
quite a few times. So
nothing's
this
Yeah.
over, you know,
well, it's
normal
not,
cat
not
stuff.
something new, but
Oh, we didn't
I'm
mention
excited
kitty
for this
customization.
game.
It's literally
Collect and wear
cool to
over
see.
40 pretty nifty hats, like a ladybug, a shark,
yeah,
and even
you
a
can get all
bunny.
your cat hats.
You can
Oh,
also
see?
perform
Yeah, this is exactly
emotes
what I want.
whenever you want. Oh,
Be
that's
a
a
cone
big
head.
stretch. It's a great way to look cute while stirring up some mischief.
Get ready to
But,
dig
like-
your claws in when Little
I
Kitty
don't have
Big
anything
City
bad to say about this
pounces
one. I'm
onto
excited for
Nintendo
this. This
Switch
concept's
May 9th.
Yeah.
Pre-orders begin later today.
Today, this next game is Yars Rising.
Or
Um,
that's been kind of my deal
I
since
guess
forever.
Yars Revenge is an old Atari game that was like
Something's
a
changed.
shoot 'em up
or
stuff.
something
Yeah.
And Atari's bringing forward a lot of their old IPs to make them modern. So their modern take on Yars
Kotek needs to be
is
stopped.
a
And I'm the one
2D action Metroidvania platformer.
Nice.
probably.
Yars. Which is
Hey
cool.
there, Emi Kimura here, aka
Definitely not my
Yars.
type of game,
If you want
but
to use my handle, which
I
you
was like,
totally
what
should.
the fuck is Yars?
Join me on a high-stakes sci-fi action adventure in Yars
The
Rising,
music's really cool.
newest game from WayForward and Atari. But
Yeah,
started
it being
as a typical
WayForward is
hack-for-hire
interesting.
gig,
WayForward
spirals
doing
into
the
a
like
weird
River City
intergalactic
Girls and stuff like
conspiracy
that, and
involving
Shantae,
mega
that same
conglomerate
team.
Kotek. Help me run, jump, hack, and blast my way into unlocking the mysteries of this corporate empire in Yars Rising. Launching
But,
on the
like, this is
Nintendo
a bad
Switch
trailer.
system later
I feel
this
like
year.
we're not seeing a lot of anything.
Sorry, I mean here.
Yeah, I don't like the whole like streamer talk.
A journey of
Hi, it's Yars
self-discovery
here.
awaits
Yeah.
in this
But
exploration-based
yeah, it's a side
adventure.
scroller game.
Take
if you're
on
into
the
the
role of an
Metrovania
android,
games.
the creation of a doctor who has
This one's
since
interesting.
passed away.
I've done some more thinking about this game.
Every
like
action
kind
you
of
take
had
and
this one in
decision
the
you
back of
make
my head.
during
At
your
first, I
journey
was like
reveals a
kind
little
of whatever
more
about it.
who
But
you
like
are.
now that I've thought
And
about it
there are
more, I
no
was
right
like,
or wrong
this
choices.
is actually kind of interesting.
Travel to places from your memories, interact with other characters, and gradually piece together the future the Doctor envisioned for you.
It's like a
At the
weird
end of your
branching
journey,
path
your
narrative
personality
thing.
type will be revealed.
With
You're like a
23
robot?
personality types to
I
discover,
don't know. You.
can
I
make
think you play.
different
I think she's
choices
just a
in each
regular
playthrough
girl.
and
She had
see
a
where
crank
they
on her
lead you.
back,
Oh, did she?
Will you end up as
maybe
a
she had a robot.
proactive leader? What about a
But
wise
it's like,
saint?
yeah, the different choices that
even
you
a
choose in these
strong-willed
stories
samurai.
will like.
And if you're
Bring out a
curious about the
personality
personality
test.
types of other players, you can share your
cool.
results with each other
That's
and
pretty neat.
compare your
Yeah,
choices.
it was like this is actually the kind of new weird thing that I was thinking of. Like I feel like the personality tests have been done before, but
Yeah, so
like
she has a little crank on her.
oh,
Find
that's
out
cute.
who you are in Refined Self, the personality test
Yeah.
game, launching as a timed
Even if
console
it has been done
exclusive
before,
on
I feel like
Nintendo
this is like
Switch this
it's a
summer.
kind of like a new spin on it.
Yeah, and that's a
I
cool
like
way to like.
Hi everyone, we're Spud Garden Games, the
Yeah,
developers
no,
of
it's a
Sticky
cool way to
Business.
do it. Instead
We
of
drew our
just-
inspirations
Yeah.
from the small businesses and creators
We've
we
seen
saw
this game
popping up
before.
on
You
social
were
media.
really hyped on
It's
this.
been so inspiring to see all those
but it's out
fantastic
now.
artists.
I think it's been out on PC or something like that. a lot of these games I feel like have been out.
I'm glad we're sticking
Before.
around for the cozy sim sticky business.
Oh yeah.
You've got a sticker shop
make
to
our
run,
own stickers.
so let your imagination run wild as you create stickers and ship them off to customers.
This was a shadow drop. Switch. But I guess she's like, oh, we've been
There are
looking at your
over
stickers and
400
stuff. I
elements
was
to
like,
choose
well,
from when
has it
creating
been
your
out on
stickers.
Steam, I guess.
And
Great.
you can get upgrades for
I
even
guess so.
more options.
Wow.
Wow, boba, ice cream, books, pizza, and raccoons?
Oh, there's plenty more.
Nice.
And you can add effects like glitter and sparkles. So combine whatever elements and effects you want to design your artistic adhesives.
But no shop is complete without its
Artistic
customers.
adhesives.
Each one will ask for different stickers, and by fulfilling their requests, not only will you impress your customers, but you'll also learn more about their lives. From a music teacher striving to motivate her students,
Wow.
to a dad who wants
It's
to
like
cheer
what I'm trying to
up
do
his
in real
grieving
life.
child.
Get people to buy my
Each
stickers.
customer has a heartfelt story to share.
I don't care about
Plus,
people's
the
stories.
plan
Yeah,
to
that's
be
the
paid
bad part.
DLC adds
Hopefully
10
no one
more
tells me the story
customer
after I give them a
stories
sticker.
and over
Right.
100 sticker elements,
Let's just keep
including
this a
habit
transaction,
trackers,
actually.
Right.
washi tape, and frames.
I guess if
Get ready to
somebody
build
was
the cutest
designing
shop
their own
ever.
sticker, can you make
In
this
Sticky
sticker
Business,
for me?
both
Yeah.
the game and DLC
No, I
launch
still
as
don't
timed
want- I
console
still don't want a
exclusives
heartfelt
on
story
Nintendo
about a
Switch
sticker, man.
later today.
Just give me
A
That'd cost
bundle
you
of the
25
game
cents.
and DLC
Just give me-
will
tell me
also
what you
be
want on it.
available later today.
No, that's fun. I like those type of like.
If you're looking for
Artsy,
explosive,
sandboxy type of
calming,
game. Yeah,
or
it's cute.
mysterious journeys, we've got you.
All right, and the next one. This looks like straight up. I don't know if it's the devs of Pizza Tower or this is like
And who did this and
was
blast them into teeny tiny
in
little
development
pieces.
before Pizza Tower.
Have a blast
From what
in Anton
I've
Blast.
heard, that might
the
be the
devil
case.
himself stole your prized
But this
spirit
is a
collection,
straight up
and you're
Pizza
on a
Tower.
rampage to get it back.
Yeah.
Wield the mighty hammer as Dynamite Anton,
And I mean, hell yeah, cool.
or the
People really dug
massive
Pizza
mace
Tower.
as Dynamite Annie, to lay wacky worlds to
I
waste.
can't
and
tell
beat
if
up
this is
brutish
like
bosses. Smash up levels like concrete jungles and slimy sewers to alter their paths and find new areas to explore.
I don't think
After
this is a
reaching the
roguelike,
end of each level, a detonator will start ticking down. So you've got to rush
seems
back to the
more
beginning before everything explodes. Get
Right,
ready
it
for a
seems
destructively
more
good time in Anton Blast, launching as a timed
designed.
console exclusive on the
Right.
Nintendo
Like,
Switch system.
Pizza
November
Tower was a
12th.
roguelike.
A demo will be
more like a
available
Hollow
later today
Yeah.
on Nintendo
But
eShop.
yeah, demo Shadow
A
Drop.
riveting first-person adventure
Riveting.
awaits in Valley Peaks. As the new technician assigned to the peaks, you'll climb, glide, and even use your tongue to scale the mountains, setting up
First-person
radio
frog climber.
towers so the locals can happily reconnect with the world. But with boulders, spikes, and other hazards in your way, the trek to the summits won't be easy. If you need a hiking hiatus, there's still plenty to do. Chat with the froggy folks and take on
Climbing's
small
become a
side
really big
quests. Fill
thing
out
in
stat
games.
cards
Everyone
or
wants a
equipment
climbing game
unlocks
now.
to help
Everybody.
make climbing easier. Or
Like,
kick
this
back
is the
and relax
easiest
with
way to do
mini-games.
first-person platforming if you're just
Plan
climbing
your
a mountain.
trip to Valley Peaks when it leaps onto Nintendo Switch this year.
That's
Okay.
fine. Cool. This is Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. We have seen this game, I feel like 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. Every
Still
time
looks
we play it.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Annapurna, which I've kind of like. It seemed like for a while they could do no wrong, and then all of a sudden, like, they started putting out some games that I was like, yeah, I don't need to check that out. I don't need to touch that. Like, once I heard 12 minutes was bad, I was like, I don't need to touch that. But
It's
this
just
is
a game and walking simulator, basically.
This game?
Yeah.
No, this game's a straight up puzzle game.
Well, that's what I said. A game and puzzle and
Yeah.
walking. Yeah.
Like those dudes had
Hi, I am Albert
maze
Pinto, the
faces,
creator of
and when you
Robot.
get
Right.
caught by them,
Since
you have to like
years ago,
solve
I
the
started
maze.
working on the
cool.
game in my
Yeah.
spare time.
cooler than
and
dying.
since
that.
then, it blossomed with
but
the
that's
help
made
of
by the
an
team that
amazing
made Sayonara
collective of
Wild
friends,
Hearts,
all
so I have
bringing
faith in
this
that.
magic.
Oh, word.
It all started with the idea of using
Sayonara Wild
watercolor
Hearts is
art
really
style
cool.
to evoke peaceful and zen vibes. I wanted it to be a meditative experience and to tell a beautiful story through gameplay that's able to put the player in a state of flow. I really hope you enjoy the world that we are creating here, and I cannot wait to show it to you. Thank you so much.
I misunderstood him. He said that they've been working on this game for 6 years. I thought he had said that this game had been out for 6 years, and I was like, what the fuck? Why is this a big deal then?
Yeah, why is it in this?
Europa is unbelievable, but it's not finished. We're trying to build something better than what we left behind. That will take time. That is why
6 years sounds right. I mean, how long has Breath of the Wild been in development for?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's that.
I was gonna say, that's what this is.
Yeah. It's pretty. I'll give it that. But
yeah,
I don't understand what we're doing here. Like, why?
A lot of gliding.
Yeah.
You want to glide around?
It's you.
I haven't seen another character.
Right.
Whatever you
A lot of animals.
Whoever you choose
A lot of different biomes, but
platformer type game.
yeah.
It's your future.
Adam.
Okay. We just chose the first name.
Right. There's a demo.
Order up some pizza because the Teenage Mutant
This
Ninja
has been
Turtles
on
are back
phones
on
for a while.
Nintendo Switch.
In
This
their
is a
very
straight up
first
roguelike.
radical roguelike adventure,
Yeah.
Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo must travel through reality-bending portals to rescue their kidnapped master,
I would be
Splinter.
so hyped if
Each
it was
run,
just
you'll
another
find
beat 'em
out
up,
the
but since it's a
totally
roguelike, I was like,
bogus plan while
Yeah.
enhancing your abilities with
I don't wanna
But
touch
no
it.
two runs are the same. Upgrade your turtle powers to grow stronger and shred through the story.
The four turtles each have their signature weapons and awesome abilities. For example,
people said this is
Donnie's
really good.
attacks have more range.
I don't know.
Wrath has
I
a
think it's on
higher
Apple
chance of
Arcade.
dealing
That might be
critical
what it's
damage.
on.
After clearing each room, you get to choose from a variety of turtle powers to customize your
Turtle
moveset
power.
and create devastating combos. Don't get too attached though, because these powers reset when a run ends.
More customization options await back at your sewer home, where you
Yeah,
can
so it's
spend
just a roguelike
in-game
with visuals.
currency you
Right.
earned on your
And
runs
not a
for
lot of
permanent
special
upgrades.
things about it.
Yeah. They just
But-
put a skin on a roguelike.
Yeah. We get another peek at Cat Quest 3. Another game
yeah.
that I feel like we've seen a bunch of.
So yeah, definitely.
I don't know
Definitely see
why.
the Peruvian.
Yeah, I don't know why it's taken so long for this game.
Yeah. I mean, it looks cool.
Yeah, people adore the first two.
A lot of cool layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people swear by these games. But this game was announced like a year ago, and I think they finally put a date on it, and it's August.
Oh no. Next year.
N-
Or this year.
This year.
Yeah.
But that's still like 4 months away or something like that. It's like August 8th. Yeah, it's so strange. Why is it so long? This next one is a really cool one. It's like Pit Cross, but with cross stitching. Pit Cross, the fill in the number boxes with colors.
Oh yeah.
That's what this is, but with cross stitching.
Nice. I almost
Here's
wore
the
my onesie.
nitty-gritty on this cozy game. You'll complete puzzles called hoops to bring stunning embroidery patterns to life. Stitch together groups of cells according to the numbers on the grid while avoiding any overlaps. Figuring out exactly where to stitch is key to completing the hoop.
Minesweeper.
From roller skates and teddy
plus
bears to
stitching.
real-life locations,
yeah.
there are all sorts of hoops for you to needle and noodle over.
Well, Pit
Hoops
Cross
come
is
in
like you
different
get a grid
sizes,
of
so
numbers,
you can
right?
take a
And then you
quick break with smaller
fill it in
hoops,
with colors, and
or
then eventually you
unwind
get a
with
picture
bigger
out
ones
of
that
it.
require
Yeah.
more careful
Yeah.
thought.
Complete hoops in whatever order you'd like. No matter which hoop you choose, each one has the potential to offer a relaxing and calming experience that you can also enjoy with touch controls in handheld mode. After completing a hoop, you can play it again in free stitch mode and recolor it to your liking.
If a hoop seems too tough, don't worry. A handy hint feature can be used at any time. You can also tailor your experience with various accessibility settings.
Want more of a challenge? Try the limited time daily Shikaku puzzles. These ones
there was a
don't
lot
offer
of
any
like
hints, so you'll really need
shades
to
of
put your thinking
oranges
cap on.
and stuff like that, which Kyle would
Weekly hits
definitely
are
not be able to
also
tell the
available.
stuff.
Each one is inspired by real-life events
That's cool,
and
though.
filled with
I was kind
trivia.
of hoping it was
So
going to
stitch
teach you
away
like
while learning
actual
a fun
cross-stitch
fact or two.
patterns.
Plus,
I was like, that would be
once
a
a weekly
crazy
hoop
game.
is unlocked, it's yours to play
I mean, maybe.
whenever you'd like.
Maybe they'll
Stitch
do like something.
launches as a console
something
exclusive on
special like
Nintendo Switch
No,
later
that's cool,
today.
though.
Shadow Drop.
It's like a cute, peaceful puzzle game.
Yeah.
Before we go, let's take a quick
believe
look
there's-
at a few more
oh,
indie
yeah,
games
the
heading to
montage.
Nintendo Switch.
Here's a big montage. Bzzzt. Shim we've seen quite a bit as well. I feel like
It's
there's
like that shadow.
yeah, it was like
Frogger
Game Fest
game.
last year, I think.
Yeah. I actually wanted to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Animal Well, the Donkey game. Donkey's publishing it. Detective, another game that got announced a little bit ago, but that comes out fairly soon, May. Sad.
Yes.
Another Crab's Treasure that comes out this week,
Yeah, what did it say? April something.
25th.
2 days from
Yeah, 2 days from now.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
That I'm gonna play
We've
for
got
sure.
time for one last announcement before we run out of Steam.
Steam, and that means
Awaited Steam World sequel.
The waters of the world have turned deadly,
Keyboard.
corroding the metal
Hyped,
limbs and
man.
mechanical hearts
I've
of
never
its
played
robotic
any of
denizens.
these before.
I've never
Now,
even.
it's up to
The
you to
SteamWorld
explore
games,
the
SteamWorld
great
Dig.
sea and discover why this once essential resource has become a nautical nightmare.
There's
Guide your
SteamWorld Dig,
ragtag crew of
Heist,
Steambots in
Quest,
tactical, turn-based
and
shootouts in a brand new
there's
adventure.
a
Point,
SteamWorld Builder
shoot,
was the
and let
most
those
recent
bullets
one.
bounce.
This time around,
People
you can
say
explore the
SteamWorld
world
Dig,
map and engage in
SteamWorld
real-time
Dig 2
naval
is
combat.
like among the greatest games of all
Equip
time.
your submarine with a
And then
variety of
Heist
weapons
is
and
right
items,
under
then
that.
line up your shot to
I have
blast
no
bad
clue.
I've never even.
I've
seen
never
them
played
before.
any of these
You
games.
can even
my first time
befriend
seeing these
Steambots along the way.
Right.
Recruit them to your cause.
I mean,
and
it being a
embark
2D
on an
side
epic
scroller
voyage
automatically,
together.
like,
As you get to
I-
know more
I-
bots, you'll learn
I
how
already
your
kinda know what
actions
it is.
impact their lives.
yeah, it's hard for me to
Plus,
get into
with the
it.
new job system and in-depth character customization, along with over
people swear by these.
150 weapons,
Wow.
I get
utility
this
items,
game
and
confused
ship
a lot
equipment
with
pieces,
Nidhogg.
you can strategically craft
I
your
don't know
crew
why.
to best
I've
fit the
never heard of
mission
that
at
one either,
hand.
to be honest.
Your
Nidhogg is another
Steambots'
game with
jobs
people.
and abilities depend on their equipped
another
weapons
indie
and
darling.
levels. Each
People
different
adore.
crewmate also has unique abilities
But
that can
Nidhogg
be
is
unlocked.
completely different.
Of course, you can also steal
There's
and wear your
nothing
enemy's
even
hats.
similar to this
So many
other
hats.
than it's like a 2D
Take aim and
side-scroller.
blast bots to bits when SteamWorld Heist 2 ricochets onto Nintendo
has
Switch
also
August
August
8th.
It has a Little Big Planet
That's
feel
all
to
for
it.
today's
Yeah,
Indie World.
for sure.
We hope you enjoyed
But it also
the games
feels like
in
it
today's
belongs on like
showcase.
mini clip, which
A
is
big
what
thank you,
Right,
as always,
yeah.
to our indie
It's
community and
what's hard
partners
for me with
bringing
a
their
lot of those
experiences
2D
to the
side
Nintendo
scrollers.
Switch system.
I don't like
Follow
how.
our
It's like
official
too
Indie World
close to
account to
Flash.
stay up
Yeah,
to date
yeah,
on the latest
there's
news
like a weird
from Indie
texture about
World.
them. I don't
Until
like.
next
Like,
time,
they're too
happy gaming!
complete for the side scrolling world.
Right. So I brought that one first because I felt more hot about that than I did about this next thing. I actually need a pee before we get into it, but the bunch of indie devs decided to throw out their own event, kind of like Day of the Devs, which I adore Day of the Devs. Day of the Devs is always great. It's always filled with cool things. They do a really good job of curating. I would say this next one is not the case. It kind of felt like they're like, hey, we're all of the indie guys, we're gonna get all of the games and put them all into this one thing.
Like a pick me type thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at us.
This kind of feels... It's definitely filled to the brim with games, but you'll see what I mean when I feel like... It doesn't feel like there's a lot of new here. It kind of feels like everybody's kind of like on the same page. And
Oh, really? Like when we had that whole...
The farming sim.
Yeah, I was going to say, when we had it was nothing but farming sims at one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like we're to be in that same boat.
That's how I feel with the climbing games. Like every other game, I feel it's like
Right.
a new type of climbing game.
Right. Yeah.
That's just the trend right now.
The last big one was Jusant, and that was like in November.
Right.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little chilly.
Me too.
Yeah.
Glad I layered up today.
We turned the heat up because it's been getting to be like 70 degrees some days, but in the morning it's like still like 40.
I did a podcast right before this one.
Today?
Yeah.
Really?
This morning, yeah.
Oh.
I woke up and did one. That's why I was asking you what time you wanted me to come, because technically I could have been doing it till 10.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know if I want to
Commit to that much.
do that one till 10 and then
Come here
immediately
and do
leave
2
and
hours.
do another one.
Yeah.
Because that one's like general stuff. That's what I'm posting right now. Is they just posted it, so I'm putting it on my story.
Nice.
There's just like general, like they just take headlines, and it's called the Pat Oates show, the POS podcast. So he literally like they pick news articles, and you're supposed to pick the POS of the story.
Right.
Who's the piece of shit this week or whatever. It was fun. It was a good time. I mean, they're really funny comedians, but I think that's a lot of podcasts for one day.
Yeah.
And you don't, and like video games, at least for the most part, I am keeping up on, but it's just like all sorts of, like at one point we started talking about sports and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's a totally different vibe when we do our podcast where
that's true, yeah.
we could just bullshit and talk forever like it's nothing.
Right, yeah, they have more of an agenda and a cutoff, I think, too.
Right. I mean, like, I don't know your relationship with them, but I feel like we've known each other. We've lived together, so like.
No, yeah, they're like older dudes too. They're not even like my age, I don't think. So
right.
It's like even more of a like a weird. Like actually, the guy who runs it was like one of my comedy mentors, if you will. So it's like
yeah, I've spent like 8 hours in the same room as you, holding a conversation with you for
right,
multiple weeks of my life.
Hotbox several different buildings, I think.
Yeah. I got 10 years of talking to you under my belt, so I mean, yeah. I'm like, oh, well, I know we could end the podcast there because it's like, well, I know we'll have more to say, but it's not going to be
detrimental.
Right.
Yeah.
The next hour of conversation is going to be like, yo, look at this cool thing.
Yeah.
And that's probably where that's going to be.
We just watch skateboard videos and...
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, I've been watching some crazy shit.
They're getting nuts.
Yeah, dude. And people are getting way too techy. That's a big thing. It's like tech shit where people are doing like tricks inside of tricks.
Yeah, they're like trying to like Rodney Mullen on steroids.
Right.
Type shit. Yeah.
It's like shifting grinds and stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to continue to
Getting
do
props involved. Like,
right.
I don't want to carry a whole nother thing to do a trick.
Right. It's like I saw this dude juggling while grinding. He's like he went from like doing a Smith and then like board slide while juggling. And I was like,
man.
nah, I'm good.
I think one of the only ones I'll accept that I actually enjoy watching are people that they're skating and then they get their tech deck out and they do like a fingerboard trick.
Oh, right.
And then they go back to skating or while they're skating. That's the only time I'll be like, okay, you're still skating technically. You know?
So dumb.
Skateception. But besides that, I'm like, no, get out of here with your
And tech scenes are so weird, man. I was like getting super into like Instagram tech dudes, and they all have like tech sponsors.
It's nuts.
That aren't tech. They're like custom built tech parts where it's like basically just skate gear. It's the same price too.
Oh,
I swear to
it's
God,
crazy.
Like these, the trucks on some of these tech boards are like as much as the trucks on my real board. I'm like, why?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
You don't even need that much like give.
This fat ass kid with like a fucking tech boards, never skateboarded in his life, and his tech costs as much as my real skateboard. It's like shit. I don't get it, man. But you be you. My thing.
Our hobbies, I guess.
Right, my thing's children's cardboard, so I don't know. Shit. The another general topic is that yesterday the dog broke off the leash. So I've been like on edge for like over 30 hours it feels like now. I smacked my head pretty hard and like cut up my hand super badly.
Oh shit, yeah.
And like I ran so hard that I vomited and fainted yesterday.
Jesus.
Yeah, like right before I had to go to work, I drove to the dispensary. It was like 2 hours of driving. Got home, took a shower, switched the dogs out, and then the dog broke off the leash. Like it just snapped.
Oh god.
And she booked it, and then I drove around for a minute. I couldn't find her, and I got out of the driveway, and then she appeared. I was like, oh, thank God. And then she just fucking ran. I was like, no. And I had to keep running, and then I went to dive for her and like landed in gravel and like smacked my head hard there and stuff, and then I got back up. I was like super woozy from that. And it was like crying at that point and like yelling her name because I was like in so much pain. And then I like booked it across the street, and I made it like 2 more feet finally out of the road, and I started vomiting. And some dude's like, what's her name? I'm like, Mia. Fuck. And then she booked it because that dude like tried to grab her, but she was like, nah, stranger. She barked at him and like ran, and then she kept going, and I was like, I made it probably like 200, 300 more feet, and I like dropped to my knees, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. And then she like stopped running and started walking, but kept like walking away from me. So it was probably like another couple hundred feet of that until she finally like gave out. I grabbed her and like bleeding out of my hands and vomit on myself and crying and stuff and trying to walk her back to the house. I had called Kyle in the middle of all of that. I was like, dude, the dog's gone. And then that went to, I got the dog. I'm vomiting.
Yeah.
I fainted. I don't know how much I could walk because I was at the pool place down the street.
Oh wow, yeah.
So like I had a few hundred feet to walk with her in my hand with it bleeding. I was like, but he actually pulled into the driveway after I had gotten her into the cage and was leaving for work. I'd washed the rocks out of my hand and changed.
Oh shit.
And then he pulled up in the driveway, and I was like, I can buy a new lead. But that was rough, man. I gotta like take a break before I go to work.
Jesus.
No, he's like, oh, I guess she's like stir crazy. So he took her to the pet store. I'm sure yelled at her quite a bit because it was fucked up.
Yeah.
But they got a new lead. Now the lead's like 4 feet longer than what the last one was, and now they can like reach the cars.
But they could also reach this fence. Wouldn't that be an issue?
No, yeah. Well, she could already reach the fence.
Yeah.
That was kind of part of the thing. My eyes were off her for like 2 seconds. Like I swear, I went to like go straighten up my hair and like get my bag ready for work and stuff, and then she was gone.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, thank God it wasn't Mary. But Mary would have, if I would have caught Mary, Mary would stay in place.
Right.
Mary's a very submissive dog. Mia just was like, oh, it's a game?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I was like, no, it's not. She's like trying to book it into people's yards and stuff like that. It was fucked up. But yeah, I've been like on edge forever. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I smacked my head so hard, or if it's just because that amount of adrenaline I just don't usually have.
So you've pumped like your year's worth of adrenaline through your body.
It's like, shit, dude. I've never vomited from running. But that was a new experience.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was beat for the rest of the day. I had an 8-hour shift ahead of me and everything. I was like, oh. I got to work. I texted my boss during the whole situation. I was like, I don't know where the dog is. I don't know how long it's gonna be. And then I texted my boss when I got in the parking lot. I was like, I'm here. I'm in so much pain. At that point, I couldn't like grip anything in this. I probably couldn't with the bottom part of my hand, but I can at least move it. I couldn't move this hand at all yesterday. It was like blue.
Jeez.
And I like smacked hand first, I guess, in a bunch of rocks, and one just like hit perfect, I guess. Crazy day.
Yeah,
that was like all my week's excitement in like one day. Other than that, I was just working and doing Pokemon stuff. I've played some games. I will talk about that after, but yeah, that was fucked up. God, I'm so over dogs. I can't wait to not have a dog.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't like if my snake escaped, it would just curl up in a corner somewhere. I
Right.
wouldn't even have to.
I mean, it wouldn't go far.
It wouldn't go far at all. It probably wouldn't even leave the room.
Right. Shit. Yeah. She almost made it to the river. I thought she was gonna jump in the river, but then she turned away from it.
Thank God.
Yeah. There's no way I would have gone after her. I was like, no, you're a water dog now. I'm moving out. You're a water dog. Shit. Yeah. That's more exciting than what I feel like any of these games are.
All right.
When you're in.
That's kind of like where I'm at with this coming up. And I didn't know we are going to be served a bunch of ads in the middle of this. I think I remember that from the reaction. Let's skip ahead. 15 minutes. That's enough. You got plenty of toys. You got a giant ass lamb chop now. So excited about it. You got a little one and a big one.
There was a lot of like commentary in the corner.
Oh, is there?
Like little notes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Silly little.
Yeah, they're like, oh, don't play games while eating Cheetos or you'll get your controller dirty. Stuff like that. The render on this whole stream was also completely fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, who they hired, but
they did it from the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
World premiere.
A world premiere. This is a big one. Not one I'm excited about, but a lot of people are. It's just hard for me to get into 2D action roguelike card games.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's like
Yeah. People are hyped about this. So I think Evil Twin, the creator of Slay the Spire, is the reason why this whole Triple I initiative showcase exists. They also kind of they bookend it with stuff, so that is cool. They will have something else after that. Risk of Rain 2 update. You know what's crazy about this game?
What?
It's a roguelike.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. I've never heard of Risk of Rain 1.
Risk of Rain.
Yeah, it's hard.
Risk of Rain 1. Is completely different from 2. Risk of Rain 1 was like kind of like how Helldivers to Helldivers 2 is, whereas like Helldivers 1 is top down, so it's Risk of Rain.
No rain in it.
Right. No rain. This game looks sick.
Yeah, it's cool. 80s.
Yeah. You know what's the cool thing about 80s? It's a roguelike.
Yeah, it's true. People like roguelikes because they're random.
Right.
People like that randomness. They feel like they're playing a different game every time. You know, eventually that also becomes repetitive.
Right.
It's the ironic part, I think. But Kill Knight kind of looks like they took that character from that side-scrolling game that I borrowed from you.
Oh, Blasphemous.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that Blasphemous character.
Yeah, that's a game I should go back to.
Yeah, 'cause the
This
second one's
city's got it all.
Yeah. I was playing that in my own time.
Bartenders,
and then-
debt collectors, doctors,
Oh, is this
waiters,
made by the same people that
enforcers.
made that game where you destroy
Killers.
everything? As
No.
fast as you
Now
can?
there's a new
No.
kind of killer in town.
This
bullet
game
might
got
have
announced
come
a while
across
ago,
the
I feel
street.
like. But
The gun
they,
came from under it. Black market
it's
dealers are just like
kind of
anybody
like
else.
what you would
They do their
want
work,
out of LA
clock
Noir.
out, they go home.
It's like an
There's
actual
better
no-shit
records than
detective
crook.
game.
And
Oh, nice.
killers
Yeah.
always
That'd be
on
funny
the
if it
trail.
was made by the teardown
All
people.
I gotta
That'd
do
be
Yeah,
is
but what's the
awesome.
same little
The voxels.
before they kill
Yeah.
console
again.
things? Yeah. It would be cool if you could still tear down everything, but also be a detective.
Yeah.
That's neat though. I like a good detective game. So
Yeah.
maybe that'll be like.
I feel like
We need
have-
a detective game that's a little more loose, where you can like be a rogue detective.
Right.
You don't have to follow the rules.
and not a duck. I feel like that one was a lot different from that duck detective.
Oh, and the duck. Yeah, right. That's more like the duck detective is like a
what?
frog detective.
A duck.
Yeah. My
Time
time at Sandrock.
I think My Time at Porsche is on Game Pass. It's like another farming sim.
Yeah.
We didn't think the Viking raids could get any worse. The days are
Not wrong. Look at that.
You, a lord of England, must tame the land.
You must farm.
Okay, you, the Lord of
Establish
England,
a
must
thriving
wield an axe.
village. Keep it supplied as it grows. Construct fortifications and build a mighty
You know that
castle.
mobile game from
Train your
2004?
forces
We
and
brought it
prepare
back.
to man
Yeah.
the ramparts.
Actually, this is
For
probably
our
Kyle's
enemies
jam.
have
Kyle was
harnessed
so
an
hyped for this.
ancient terror.
I'm sure.
It does look like a cleaner version of one of those. Oh shit, a T-Rex. I did not expect that. Wow.
In this world of steel and scale,
It makes it like 10% better.
Scale.
Okay.
the ones who can defend their strongholds, the ones who can raise an army,
I'm not against it.
No.
I won't
the
play it,
ones
but
who can
it's.
fight
I like that they medieval dinosaurs are cool.
will be known as
Dino
Lords.
That's a fake babe. Come on.
It's like
List
art,
now on Steam.
Yeah.
but during the it's a different era. Oh, what is this?
This is Gestalt, I think is what it's called. We've
This
seen
has
this
the
a
last
couple of
one.
times. We,
Pixel art.
yeah, she has the floppy hat.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the opposite of Carmen Sandiego, where she has red hair and a brown hat, instead of brown hair and a red hat.
I don't know. It looks cool. Very pretty.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
use
dude.
of colors. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Smooth.
a good action
fighting,
platformer, yeah.
I just wish I was in the side scrollers more.
Yeah, right?
Because there are some good ones. I just can't.
I don't have the nostalgia for them.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And I don't like being limited to left and right.
Yeah.
That should be left for like fighting games.
A lot of the modern ones still have 8-way directional, even though it's still
Vampire
2D.
Survivors is coming
But,
to
yeah, it's
PlayStation.
still-
The
still
game
feels
people
very
have
limited.
described as the
Or I guess
most
it's
fun
6-way
I've ever had with
directional,
one
but
hand. You
still
can
good.
play as a dog.
This game is
There are
pretty
no vampires in this game.
Vampire Survivors.
Get the right build and
Yeah.
just delete a whole
They're adding
screen
guns.
of enemies.
This is another one of those games though where they have
Looks
so
like
many
balls.
clones
Right.
of it.
Vampire
It's like
Survivors
if you
is
played
coming to
one, you probably
PlayStation.
played them all.
Right, there was that new one from the dwarf game, Deep Rock Galactic. They put a Vampire Survivors. They did like a first-person Vampire Survivors.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
This seems cool. They're adding Contra people to Vampire Survivors. Everybody was like, oh, they gotta add Castlevania characters because it's obviously a Castlevania ripoff. They're like, no, we're gonna add Contra.
Hell yeah.
And look at this fucked up face.
Yeah, I was like, I can't tell if it's the stream or the game half the time.
It's the stream. I feel so bad. It's like the color shade. Look, it's so bad. Nobody checked this. Nobody checked the footage. I mean, like, I get it. I guess I don't always check the footage before I upload it.
But you're not uploading to the world. You didn't start your video with world premiere.
I'm not showcasing a whole bunch of other people's products.
Yeah, exactly.
And lasts a full 24 hours, so you can seize the
No one's
Zertech.
relying on you.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
You want
Somebody paid money to show their trailer, and you fucking couldn't render it out properly.
Yeah. So.
Is this a different game or is this more of a... Can't tell. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's not. From Contra Hardcore.
Wow.
I think that game nobody liked. It sounds strange.
So they were like, also this guy, remember?
Yeah.
Composing Vengeance.
My name is Eric Hillman.
This game
and
looks
I am
sick.
the composer for Flintlock.
I don't like how sad he
I
sounded
would
when he
describe
said
the
that.
world of Flintlock as this beautiful mixture of dust and dirt and grime with magic and gods and wonder.
I don't know why this is the
My
trailer
main
that they've
focus for
decided to
music in
show.
Flintlock was trying to
we're not gonna
achieve
talk
a sound
about the music
that
right
felt
now.
unique
Right, the
to
music's
this world,
fine,
unique to
but,
the
like,
setting, unique to
the
these
gameplay
enemies,
of this
unique to
game
these
is sick.
characters. For
We
the
need to be
idea of
seeing
combat in this
that.
game, I
It's a
wanted
fucking Souls-like,
to feel
dude.
very specific and specifically small. For the gods, I went completely in the other direction. I really
But
wanted
also,
it to feel like
since the
we were
render
up
of this
against
stream
something
is so
awesome
bad, I'm like,
and something
I had to watch
epic
the
and kind of
trailer
like
somewhere
you were
else.
up against a real challenge.
You got a double jump too. I think you also have like that blink ability from Dishonored where you teleport.
I love a good blink
I'm
ability.
most excited
It's
for
like my favorite
players
type
to
of dodge.
experience
Yeah, right.
a type of game and a type of world setting that we don't really see that much.
It's like
that we
it's
haven't
a
really
Souls
seen
like,
that
but
much
it
in video
feels
games
like
yet.
fast like Bloodborne, but you can still like parry and shit. Fucking love it.
And it looks almost like maybe hints of what's it called? Bullet Hell or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's
Yeah,
a lot
kinda
of,
like Nier.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This is the sequel to Never Alone.
Okay.
Never Alone is a 2-player game. I think this is the 3rd one of the series, I think, technically. But yeah.
That's it.
People say they're okay. They're not like highly beloved games or anything, but they're fine. think they get like 6s.
It
or
was not
7s.
always like this. Our empire was lost to centuries of mist.
This game looks tight.
Did we overuse the perlas? Their infinite power? Maybe. The horrors were born, and that day, the cataclysmal began. We sought refuge on the peak, and we grew stronger there. Then, one
Definitely
night,
be a Kyle game.
instead
Oh,
of
yeah,
fear,
for sure. But it looks sick.
came
I'd play
hope.
this.
Yeah, I really like the art.
Yeah.
She bent the perlas to her will. With her, we stood.
It's like the
Unbreakable.
Williams.
Mm-hmm. And then it gets ruined with that. Never mind. I'm never playing that game.
Wish list on it.
Collect your bearings and focus your mind.
Feels very Diablo.
And enter Death's realm once again.
It's also very Vampire Survivors.
Diablo meets vampires.
Yeah. Except this thing, it looks like you're actually controlling attacks. Like the whole
We
idea
don't have a
behind
strength
Vampire
for
Survivors is that it's like auto shooting.
It's all auto, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like 80% of it's auto.
Right, but this still feels like you're still kind of like controlling it,
What
but
kind of
you
legend would it
still
be
have
that
like
it's
the
fire?
randomness.
You have a couple like things that float around.
Right. And like you get the random card abilities that like add to your character on runs. So this is definitely a roguelike. You can feel it. I can feel it in my bones.
You upgrade to like level 50 and then you finally meet a new character. Like this guy.
Yeah. The insect queen.
Oh, I thought it said incest.
Yeah,
I was
me
like, that's
too.
a whole different game, I think. It's a
Rise
different
again,
rating.
hero.
Yeah.
Death.
This
Mary, go lay
is
down.
not your
That's
end.
enough.
Death die must.
But Act 2 coming April 20th, so
Wow.
is Act 1 is Act 1 out?
Out already?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Following footage is taken from an early preview of the game.
Okay.
Just like the others.
Right.
I don't know why that
When
yours
Earth
is
turns
special,
against
but-
you. Survival.
I
is
don't know
all that
why
matters.
they thought putting that in front of this trailer made me think. It was like,
We are
you don't say.
pioneers of our time.
There's no like.
We live to expand.
There's no like, oh, there's no way this game exists kind of moment.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way I don't believe what I'm seeing.
Get out of town. It's like a zombie survival.
It's like Black Myth Wukong, right?
We
Where
live.
they put that same thing but in front of their trailer. That makes sense.
Survive.
Where it's like, yeah, that Monkey King looks way too good to be true.
Right.
In Zone 2, which is like also this is the second one.
Right.
So of course.
In Zone 1 was that good? I don't even know what you did in that game.
But there was no way to think that out. I thought that was a fake trailer. There's too much happening where this,
I don't like that.
the render's trying to like
Yeah.
keep up.
Oh, they're trying to do the Fallout route.
Yeah. I'm trying to be cute about it. And they're like, oh, world annihilation, isn't it adorable?
We play a little ragtime techno.
Yeah, but give no explanation or no
What if we took the character from... What if we took Master Chief and put him in a Fallout situation?
Right, I was like a Doom guy. But
Oh,
yeah,
Doom
Master
guy, yeah.
Chief,
Yeah, those two are very similar. So you build the ship.
But it's like an RTS. It was like a Galaxy RTS
Yeah.
thing. It was so weird.
I know they went from all this craziness to like black and white.
Yeah, I was like, why not
blueprint
just
mode.
show the gameplay?
Yeah, I don't like.
This is
Little
another.
bird. I like the little bird.
Yeah, this is a sequel.
Oh, you get a bunch of little birds.
Yeah, I was super hyped on this game. I forgot what the name of it is. Yeah, I was super into this.
No, I know. I think I remember the first one actually.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one was really popular. But
really familiar. I don't think I played it, but it looks so cool. I like that bomb.
you want to know what's really cool about this game?
What?
It's a roguelike.
Is that the theme? The roguelikes?
So I was like, yeah, I don't want to. It's not undermine. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, people are super
wasn't
into that first one.
No, maybe I'm thinking of something else. I this.
You think about Spelunky?
No, I was thinking of. There's like a game where you're like a bartender or something.
Oh, Moonlander.
Experience white
but you have to
glove
like
service and
go and do your
on-time
own
delivery
thing. Yeah.
everywhere.
Moonlighter?
Contact ePromos today for the largest selection of promotional products.
But that's what I know what game you're talking about.
But
yeah.
First commercial again.
First commercial.
Tavern
Yeah.
Tales.
I'm also happy
There's a game like that.
I don't mind a roguelike if it does have like kind of a story attached to it, you know?
Yeah.
But some roguelikes are just like if they're grindy roguelikes, where like you have to go and do the same thing 100 times to get one level or whatever.
Right.
Those are the ones I don't like.
Yeah.
Just variations.
It's so hard. It's so hard for me to feel like, yeah, the computer thinking these random pieces of levels feels somehow better than something like uniquely crafted handmade.
Yeah.
I feel the like whenever I play a roguelike, I feel like there's something missing. I don't know. This is what the car.
Yeah, it is. I'm about it.
Yeah.
This is probably the newest idea we've seen.
Yeah.
The last two.
Which is funny you say that because I think this is the third one.
That's funny. I was gonna say it kind of looks familiar.
Yeah. Their first game is What the Golf.
Oh, okay.
And that was on Apple Arcade. That was super popular. I think that's on everything now. They did a VR game called What the Bat, I believe, where you play as a little girl with bats for hands.
Nice.
I forgot what the other one was. Maybe What the Car was the sequel, and it's just been taking so long. But I could have sworn there was another one.
Yeah, I like that because it's like one of those games where you're not gonna know what to expect next, but it's gonna be entertaining.
Right. This is a expansion to Darkest Dungeon 2.
Yeah.
They're pretty much
The light
adding
of
all of the
victory
mechanics of Darkest
casts
Dungeon
a
1.
long shadow.
Darkest Dungeon 2 and a whole new campaign.
Oh, sick.
And in that
I haven't
night of
started the
gloom,
second one yet.
Oh, no.
I still play the first
your
one all the
fragile
time. though.
triumph
Like, just it's one of those like I'll
is
do a
under
couple missions and
siege.
try not to kill all my whole party again.
Yeah.
They must be defended.
Sometimes I get really far. I'm pretty
Right.
good, and then other times it's part of the game. You get screwed over.
Right. Yeah, I remember you playing it. I didn't know
Reinforced.
you were still hopping through it every once in a
Every
while.
once in a while, yeah, I still just to kind of stay fresh on it.
Yeah.
So I don't have to
This
like
realm
completely
must
reteach myself
stand
every time.
fast against those
Because there
who
are
seek
enough
to
like
poison it.
party
and
options
bleed
that if you don't remember who does what or whatever,
Right.
you kind of get to do a little backtracking. But
And it's cool, right? Because it's another roguelike.
This squalid kingdom.
it is.
These
it is.
corrupted lands.
Yeah, but that one's like
It's a
They're
different.
yours
It's run based, but it's like a different type of roguelike.
yeah. It's really
It's
the
not-
build
it's not-
the rooms you're in really don't matter.
Hello,
That's
I'm
not the
Eduardo
same
Noriega,
theme.
CEO
Yeah,
and
it's
founder of Wabi
funny
Sabi
as-
Games, a team of developers mainly located in Latin America. Growing up, we were heavily inspired by
Darkest
retro
Dungeon 2, I
platformers,
love the
anime, and
soundtrack
graffiti,
of this game.
and wanted to share
Mhm.
all
They're
that
real
love with
good.
the world.
I like
with
the
our own
announcement,
very first
just
video
how,
game,
Yeah.
Rakugan.
Grammy makes everything.
This is the first
Yeah,
project we have
together.
created together
Yeah,
as a team,
that's the
and
correct
we are very proud to be both published by
Announcer,
Gearbox
it's
Publishing
e-sport.
and
He's
also
just-
included
yeah,
as
he's
part
just
of Riot
asking
Games
above
and
you.
represented from this program. Now, here's a
Oh, when he comes in with another swing with the sword.
It looks like they're going into a dungeon, Bob. Yeah, it's a real dark dungeon. Let me tell you.
They
The darkest
erased
dungeon.
everything that made our city
Oh
great.
shit, this is
Yeah.
Our art.
Yeah, this art's
and
real
even
cool.
the people.
scrubbed and drained.
Right.
But I know what I have to do.
I don't like the. It's like everything wants to look like Apex kind of look to it.
Yeah, it does have that look. Yeah.
Same thing with that Yar's Revenge. Looked like that as well.
Yeah. It looks like they're trying to do like an Apex,
right?
And like a Miles Morales type.
Yeah.
I like cartoony art style starting to come into things.
Right.
It looks good in the movies, like you saw the newest Ninja Turtles.
It's like how all of the League of Legends music videos.
All of them are that same. I have no idea what you do in that.
Nope.
You get the spray paint and run from draw.
Yep. And that's another thing. It's like you show me this cinematic trailer. A lot of these developers have never made a game before.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Broken Roads is a post-apocalyptic, narrative-driven RPG
What am I
set in the
basing that on?
desolate
Yeah, what am I
beauty
gonna
of the vast Australian outback. To survive, you'll have to make tough choices guided by
This
the
is like
moral
State of
compass,
Decay, remind
an
me of.
all-new alignment system that will test your worldview against nihilist, humanist, utilitarian, and Machiavellian ideas. Become a hired gun, a jackaroo, a surveyor, or a member of a barter crew.
Fucking Australians.
And discover their unique attribute bonuses, starting skills, and reputation within the world. Form bonds with a diverse cast of companions, each with their own moral leaning and ideal outcome for the many challenges you'll face on your journey across Western Australia.
Like State of Decay. No, it's not State of Decay. State of Decay is Xbox.
No, this is more like
Broken Roads is available now.
Shadow Drop, I guess.
I can't think of the name of it, but
I don't know if that was a Shadow Drop or if it was. That game could have been out for months.
Yeah.
Avalon has been reduced to the shadow of a bygone age. Nightmares have breached the last standing bastion of reverie. The heroes of the Raven's Watch are our last hope to overcome these evils.
Come to
me, friends!
That's not enough to kill me!
Yeah, it reminds me of Hades actually. Almost identical to that Hades.
Really?
Raven's Watch, heed my call.
I mean, it's a little bit more like
softer.
Yeah, like
And return my
moisturized.
dear
People would say.
to his eternal
Yeah, I see it.
rest.
Is this also a food library?
Yeah, that's what the first thing it said. A new co-op room.
Oh, did they? Raven Swatch.
I fear a darker menace lurks deep
Is it
within
Raven's
the
Watch
shadows.
or Raven Swatch? Is it like a raven trying to pick a new color for their room?
And there's no apostrophe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
like
made
Pet
up
Smart.
word.
Is it Pet Smart or Pet Smart?
You're right.
Oh, pirate game. It's a roguelike. The ocean's gonna be different every time. Set sail.
Honestly, I would believe it. This is Cat Quest again.
Oh, it's not. Wait, what? Again? Oh, it's Bane Cat.
I think this is Cat Quest. I'm pretty sure.
It has to be.
I don't know what else it would be. Yeah,
Another
it's definitely
cat.
Cat Quest.
It's another cat game.
100% Cat Quest.
Yeah. There was this fun cat game that I played a long time ago.
Was it also Cat Quest?
No, it wasn't Cat Quest. I think we talked about this last time. Actually, I'm pretty sure every time a cat type game pops up, I remember this game, but then we have to
I want to say the first Cat Quest was in Wii U. It's been out. It's been a while. Like Wii
Posse
U,
Duncan knows her own
360,
strength.
PS3
Want me to come tuck
era.
you in?
This is the first one.
Challengers.
Fucking Lysol commercials and shit. I hate ads. It's like throw as many ads and ads as possible. This is the sequel to what's it called? Hyper Light Drifter. The third game in the series.
Oh, Tail Concerto. For that game.
I've definitely heard that name before, so I have not.
PlayStation 1 game. You're like a dog cop.
Yeah.
It's like dogs versus cats, and you're like trying to, you like cats and dogs can be together, but there's like a lot of robots and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's like it might be, but it has very hardcore Mega Man vibes. It might even be by the same
people as a Capcom.
No, it's Atlas.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Atlas,
Cyber Connect.
Atlas is Sega. Cyber Connect. I don't know what's
Atlas is
Is that the Persona team? Is that what that is? Cyber Connect? I don't think so, but maybe. Atlas doesn't have a lot of studios. So that could also be, I think, Disgaea. No, that's NC Soft.
It was developed by Cyber Connect and published by Bandai. It's the same as Cyber Connect. Now there's Cyber Connect too.
This game looks like another roguelike thing.
They made the Naruto franchise. A bunch of hack games.
Oh, that's where I know that team from.
Dot hack.
Yeah, dot hack. Those games are expensive as all hell now, dude. I was looking at dot hack prices. I was
There's
like,
so many.
What
Holy
a weird niche game. And it's like all of them are over $200 now.
Yeah,
it's
so
like, fuck.
They made every new Naruto game as well. So.
Oh, like all the fighting games.
Yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, weird, because that's like FromSoft as well. Like FromSoft publishers. Interesting. I guess that makes sense if they're under Bandai. They would have some affiliation with some FromSoft stuff. Maybe some support. This game looks like, I don't know, a simple town builder. A lot of these are just,
And then suddenly it's raid.
Yeah.
It's just a town builder, but on a mountain.
On a mountain,
basically.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that island game they played. Just building around an island until you can't anymore. That's cool.
Okay. Another one where it's like that
The
could be out.
trials are upon
It could be
us.
out for months,
Will we
or
finally
it's
see one
been out
worthy
for
of the chalice of immortality?
I'd be cool with a wizard who could survive past the first round. This wizard wields fire arcana. Easy to learn, hard to master. Maybe the contest is finally heating up.
Smell that burning? That's the scent of failure.
She's onto an electrifying strategy. Earth meets lightning.
Lightning gets me all tingly inside.
Yeah, you don't have to
Welcome
narrate
to
with all these
Deadsville.
Population.
cheesy bad jokes.
Now these four have the right idea.
Oh, it's the
Any
Ninja
rules
Turtles.
against teaming up?
Nope. Using others as shields is a
It
time
kind of reminds me of like what a modern
Incredible.
Machiko would
The
be,
best
or
I've
something
seen
like
yet.
that.
But to win, it will take a champion, a master.
No. A legend.
But
Wizard of Legend 2. What's that? Castle Crushers game?
No,
Is
yeah.
that what it is?
Castle Crashers would be sick. What is Behemoth? I think is the name of that studios. What are they doing?
What is this feedback going?
Yeah, this is gnarly.
This poor game got really screwed.
I know. This is a school tycoon game. This is cool.
Oh, okay. Like that prison game, but with school.
Yeah, it was that 2-point game, 2-point campus.
Yeah, campus. Yeah. 2-point campus. And then they did
That was made by the Zoo Tycoon people. Like, no shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or this is Rotato. It's on Game Pass now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That might be one of my next downloads.
It's a Vampire Survivors like.
That's what it is. But
Yeah.
you're a potato apparently, even though potatoes don't look like eggs. But
You could be an egg too.
now you can be an egg.
Now you could be a baked potato.
Right.
Are
New
you-
skins.
Are you feeling russet today?
Yeah. Be a meatball.
Do you want to be from
egg.
Idaho? A lot of potato things.
Oh, I wonder if is the DLC on Game Pass?
No,
I'll check that out when I get home.
I think the actual game's only like $3. But it's one of those things. It's like that. I was talking about it during this. Is like this game would have been free on miniclip.
Yep.
Yeah, like
100%.
No disrespect to the developers or anything like that. Except like there's a bar here though, and and like maybe it was some kind of itchy-o darling or whatever like that. And like I know some of these games come from that whole scene.
Yeah.
But like there's still a bar, you know.
Yeah, you gotta do a little bit more.
Yeah. Especially when you're putting it in a showcase with like Chia, a BAFTA nominee, and fucking Slay the Spires.
This looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Chia's cool, man. Chia's real cool.
I don't think I'd play it, but it looks neat.
I think it's like 8 hours long. It's not super long, but it's like Breath of the Wild on this island. But you can like, you have that Mario ability where you can turn into anything.
I like that. Yeah, that looks pretty neat.
With this ambitious
You could be
sequel,
a seagull
our
and
goal is
fly
to create
around
the
and be
most
a rock on
open-ended
a
and
beach.
fun sandbox experience ever, and evolve the ultimate freedom of
this is another
choice that
sequel.
made the original game a cult hit. In Streets of Rogue 2, your mission is to overthrow a corrupt president of a small country, either solo or with friends via online co-op. How you reach your goal is completely up to you. Assemble a mercenary army
The people that
and
were
plan
really
a
hyped
coup,
on this game
stage a
and
zombie
kind of
virus
fell flat
outbreak,
on the first one, I
or
feel
just
like.
chill
Like, it
out,
kinda-
build a farm,
I
and
know some people
totally
really like
ignore
it,
the
but, like,
main
I feel like the
quest.
people that I
Pick from a
thought would like
diverse
it
roster
kind
of
of
playable
like,
character
whatever.
classes, each with their own
probably play
unique,
this.
weird traits.
Looks like something I'd
Take
be
a look
into.
at these
Yeah,
glorious
it's doing a lot more
bastards.
than just being a
Hacker,
roguelike.
chef,
Yeah.
cultist,
Seems interesting.
wrestler, detective, ninja,
Yeah, it looks like you can
also
actually-
gorilla, and werewolf,
It's not like a
and
Hades clone.
investment banker, and many more.
I wonder if
Be
roguelikes
sneaky,
are easier to
or
make
go
or something.
guns
I guess
blazing,
you don't really have to build
or
the
make
world.
others
Right.
do your
You
dirty
just build,
work.
like, assets
Get
on
inventive
the
and
computer to do it all,
experiment.
which is,
There
like,
are
kind of
multiple
like my
ways to complete
argument of like
each
why I
mission.
don't like them
Wreak
too,
havoc
because
with
like,
a
you can
vast
feel that in a
arsenal
lot
of
of
weapons,
these.
gadgets,
Like,
and
sure,
vehicles.
Hades has like
Machine guns,
a
shrink rays,
budget
bear
and,
traps,
like,
check.
same thing with like
Supercars and
Returnal.
speedboats,
Like,
check.
there's
Boom
money put
boxes,
into
banana
those. There's
peels,
QA
rat summoning
testing where like
ocarina,
those games feel
Necronomicon.
those
Check,
games
I
feel
guess.
complete and
The
don't
huge
just feel like
procedurally
cobbled
generated map
together.
of
Yeah, 'cause
Streets of
and there's a
Rogue
lot more
2
going
features
on than
multiple
just, like,
beautiful biomes,
rinse and
bustling
repeat the world.
cities,
Right.
serene
Or whatever.
countryside,
Some roguelikes are, like,
mysterious
they're
caves,
so
sunlit islands,
monotonous and
creepy
the
graveyards.
same, even when they're
Explore this
randomly
lively
generated. It's
world,
like,
engage
okay, but
with
this
its
looks like the
quirky
same room,
inhabitants,
but just
and
purple,
write
you know,
your
it's like-
own story.
Yeah, for sure.
Streets of Rogue 2 is coming to Steam
Yeah, and
Early
that's
Access later
that's
this
part of the
year.
reason why I don't
Add
get
the
into
game
them,
to
and,
your
like,
wish list.
I would say that would be like the most part for like something. I have the name in my head and I completely lost it. Never mind. I had the name of a game in my head.
It's like a Civ game.
Yeah, it was straight up a grand strategy. Or 4X. No, it's not 4X. It's grand strategy, right? Oh, I thought this was Crusader Kings, but no, Old World Behind the Throne. It's already out, so I don't know. Pocket Bear?
Power World update.
Battle Royale?
Some to-dos show up.
Amazon?
Unexpectedly. Petco helps you
Speaking of
cross
Power
off
World,
each one easier.
Petco ad.
Petco.
The Power World Arena. That's it. That's all you
That's
get
all
to
you
know.
get. All
The
you
game's
get.
really broken, but
City
now
of
you can
Woe.
play it with friends.
In dark.
That is crazy that like they haven't out of everything that all the money they've made and stuff, they haven't
Against
sized
his
up
law.
really.
We're
So good on them for like being smart
Fell
about
beasts
expanding and stuff,
overwhelm
like
you.
taking their time.
Unite.
Yeah.
Bolster
absolutely.
your defenses.
I mean, people are happy to play the game as is.
Right.
So
Flee
they're like,
his fierce
that's why you
fire.
enjoy the brokenness.
Yeah.
For a while.
If people are enjoying it.
Mend your
Don't
wounds and
don't rock
press
the boat
on.
too much. Just
Sometimes
keep-
it's fun to just abuse a game like that.
right. People are happily doing it.
Though fiends seek to consume
Here's
you,
another Hades like.
the fallen may yet be saved. and the actions of the valiant are rewarded in relics eternal.
Yeah, this feels more closer to Diablo.
Great is the wrath of God.
I think
and
this
the
is a
second
33
death may take you.
33
Yet
something
together,
game.
hope and help remain.
This was at an Xbox.
Hone
event
your
not too long
skills.
ago.
Indulge in modest
It's
vanity.
like what they opened up with one day.
Make haste to the gate.
Oh yeah.
And
'cause
quickly
it's like
rejoin the fray.
33 players. All
That's right. Yeah.
Different things. It's also a roguelike.
33 sinners. 33 doomed. Mark my words.
Like
only through pain and sacrifice will 33 souls
almost.
become 33 immortals.
Well, I don't have 33 friends, so I don't know how I'm gonna play this. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah, it'll be on Game Pass, so no sweat off trying it, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have an announcement
we've
to
seen
make.
this game
In a
several
brave
times.
new world, anyone can
Oh yeah, I
be
sent
where
the
they
ad to
want
this.
be.
I sent you the
And nothing
trailer to
says
this the
you
other day.
more than a
Yeah, I'm
can of
hyped on
healthy
this.
spinach.
I've been following this game on
With
Twitter
its
for
special
quite a
secret
while.
ingredient. Kids, remember your 5 a day.
This looks fucking dope. Out of all the Doom clones, this is probably the most unique one in a while.
Yeah, definitely a fresh take on that genre.
Yeah. It's like I would have, out of all of the Cuphead style rubber hose art, I would have never thought a Doom clone would be the next one.
And I like the simple mouse, it's like just Doom, like the one word type thing. That's perfect too.
Yeah, not Mouser. Or
Right,
anything like
exactly.
that. This is V Rising. This is out.
Shit. You look like Jack Skeleton for a second.
Yeah. This is a free-to-play MMORPG or MMOARPG.
What's A stand for?
Action RPG,
Oh,
like a Diablo or something.
It looks so nice.
Yeah, it's a really
Wow,
pretty game.
there's a lot
This
of
is
details.
the announcement of Castlevania characters coming to V Rising, which is fitting because V Rising is all about vampires.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah, so they're adding Simon Belmont as a boss battle, and Alucard, which was the.
Is it gonna be like tied into the story, or is it just like a?
From what I understand, that it's its own part of the story.
A side thing.
Yeah, like since it's an MMORPG, like open world thing, it's like it's just an expansion.
The might of the House Belmont.
This is cool.
Face me.
Excited. You can have a hard ass boss fight with Simon Belmont, dude. No Victor. And I didn't see Alucard as a boss fight, but I guess like your guy kind of looks like Alucard, so why not just give him the outfit? It'd be cool if you could fight him as well. TBA on that.
That's cool though.
Yeah. Let's see. It's free. It's free though. Go play it.
World premiere.
I don't think you need a subscription or anything like that. Maybe the one thing. Evil Empire. This is the last game that they show off. No, we haven't. I mean, you might have after it's been revealed. But this is the announcement of this game. What's funny is that this is the second one of these that we've had this year. This is also the Slay the Spire devs. I guess that team had split off into 2 teams, and one of them stayed behind to do extra work on Slay the Spire, while the other one was working on new ideas. This is what that new idea is. And I felt like they had egg on their face earlier this year for announcing this so soon.
Assassin's Creed.
You got it. You had it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is another Prince of Persia game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It is a roguelike. The whole time mechanic, the Sands of Time thing is a huge part of it.
Oh, okay.
But that art style is the game's art style.
Oh, wow.
It's that gorgeous.
Oh, that sound, it's the
real
soundtrack is sick though.
Yeah, and the sound design of it too, like the way that they move the weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
It sounds nice.
It's a roguelike?
Yeah, it's a roguelike.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would think it was just a regular platformer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how far of a roguelike the Rogue Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah. It's crazy I got that right though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we just got a Prince of Persia.
Right, we got one.
Completely different feeling.
Yeah, we got the Lost Crown was the one earlier this year, and that one people really liked.
It was also a side scroller, wasn't it?
Yes,
Wow.
it's a 2D side scroller. It's not a roguelike. That's a straight up Metroidvania, like hardcore action. People said the boss fights were difficult.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But people were high on it. I think people were thrown off by the price tag of that game. That one's, I think it's like $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't imagine this Rogue one will be $50. So it'll probably be more in like the 35-40 range. But you know, I don't know. I'm so sick of roguelikes.
Especially after that, yeah, that was a lot.
It was so many, dude, and like we still got farming simulators in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of RTSs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what I mean by like everybody feels like they're just on the same page. Like nobody's like writing their own part
It
of the
was
book.
very, yeah,
It's
for
like,
an independent thing, it seemed like, yeah, it was very like, we all have our own idea of the same genre of game. Right.
Yeah.
Like no one got together and was like, hey, we're all doing roguelikes.
Yeah, we're all doing Hades clones. And it's like, why?
Just call it the Hades
Right.
Clone Showcase then.
Yeah. I hate so Hades 2, their closed beta is out this week and people are playing it right now.
Really? Yeah.
It's only like a little bit past like the first boss of the game or whatever, but people are hyped on that game.
I bet.
People are saying that game is still just as good, if not better than the first one.
Nice.
So for all these Hades clones to be coming out as well, finally. I mean, what Hades 1 was 2019? So that seems about right. Like all these guys started developing 3 or 4 years ago or whatever.
Yeah.
Over COVID, and then now they finally have something to show. And I don't think they expected to be announcing their Hades like the same year as Hades 2 gets released.
Yeah. But at the same time, if the first one came out, you only have so many years before the second one.
Right. Well, I mean, so that would, yeah, if you were to, I agree. A Behemoth, or is it Behemoth? No. Behemoth is the alien hominid castle crashers people. Who is Hades? Supergiant. Supergiant has never made a sequel before. They did Bastion, Transistor, Pyre, Hades, and I think I'm forgetting one other game. But Hades 2 is their first sequel. So, like, there was still a while in the air of, like, are they even going to do a Hades 2?
Oh, okay.
Up until they showed a trailer. And then they showed a trailer last year saying that they would be announcing the beta. And they were going to do the same rollout as what they did with the first game. And have it in beta for a year and develop it out up until they have a 1.0. But, yeah, it's... It kind of sucks for the indie scene of like there's so many cool ideas and stuff, and it feels like everybody's just stuck on the same idea now. I don't know. I don't know. And I was like, kind of like, I don't know, the theme of today's show is just independence in games, whether you're a modder or whether you're a, an indie dev developing and publishing and showcases or whatever. Yeah, if like indies are in a weird spot. It's modding and emulating's in a very weird spot where like modding's not illegal, emulating's not illegal, but like everybody's in there doing their damnedest to try to get the most money they can out of it.
Yeah.
And if it was up to Nintendo, I'm sure it would be illegal. But then you have the other side. You have all of this of like Nintendo and these companies are stomping creativity because they're not adding mod support or not allowing games on PC because of mods and blah 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 blah. But then you have like the actual creative people not putting out anything creative. Is what it feels like.
Right.
And it's like I don't know what you want because it's like.
Yeah, and I mean. It's weird too because it's just that same like with the farming simulator. It's just
right. Everything's harvested.
This weird wave of everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah, everybody wants to be Stardew. And like the Stardew's a weird game as well because like nobody thought Stardew would blow up.
Yeah.
That's a game made by one dude and it took 10 years for him to develop. And he's still doing stuff for Stardew.
All the time. It's crazy, yeah.
And it's still a solo project. And he's working on another game, too. He announced that he has halted development on his new game to put out new Stardew updates because Stardew still makes so much fucking money.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand how, because the game's like $20, if that. But...
yeah, there's nothing extra to get for it.
Yeah.
But you can buy it on like every console, your phone.
Right. Is the deal? Do you have to pay for the DLC? I don't know.
I don't think
because
so.
they did like that co-op update and everything like that. I don't know if you need to pay for that.
I don't think so. I haven't actually looked because I bought the disc. Well, I have the disc for it.
Yeah. The Game of the Year version or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'll have to put it in and see if like it makes me do an update or anything.
Yeah, it'll definitely have you update it because they keep adding shit to it.
Yeah.
Even free shit. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like there was a while where we were getting a whole bunch of new stuff and then just like I don't know, it feels like everything's very samey. We still got like a month or two until like we start getting all of the summer showcases and everything, and things start getting actually, like, people start having hands-on play time with a lot of these games at events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like games are just in a weird spot in general right now, where there's, like, not a lot to look forward to. And the things that that we do have to look forward to is a lot of, like, the same thing but different flavors. It's very strange.
I think it's just this weird mix between like games have gotten so huge that people are like, we either have to make it a really big game or like a really niche game.
Right.
Like no one wants to take the risk of like
the middle ground.
Too crazy. Or the biggest risk now, like another thing besides like roguelikes and farming simulators, a lot of people are going let's take an animal and make it do something weird.
Right.
Like the Duck Detective, or there's so many games that have come out recently where it's just an animal with doing human stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool and quirky and stuff, but you can only do it so many times before it's like
it's old.
All right, how many more jokes can you make?
Yeah. Yeah. Cat Quest I'll give a pass because it's the third one, but Duck Detective. That might even be like the second one or third one of those games. But then we got like Frog Detective. Then we got fucking.
I was just looking at it a couple days ago. Like a bunch popped up on my feed, like in the same day. Just like
yeah,
it's just a game that we've probably played before, but now the main character is an animal.
Right.
And it's like
yeah, there's like a
quirky.
chicken cop game that I see all the time. This is ridiculous.
Or like the frog climber game.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just we have 15 climber games. Let's do one where you can use his tongue to climb. Yeah.
Very strange. I don't know. I have hope for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Or at least like not the rest of the year, but the future of games.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, maybe it will be a dormant year. Maybe it will be pretty quiet. I mean, the last couple of years we've been spoiled with games, and I feel like even now, like this year has still been pretty loud. It's just now we don't have a lot of the big ones to look forward to. We're like Yakuza's out.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking what was the other really big one this year? The Final Fantasy's out now. Dragon's Dogma 2's out now. Stellar Blade comes out this week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it. I mean, we have Black Myth Wukong coming out in August. After all of the development hell that studio has gone through, who knows what state of game that's in. We have
the Elden Ring DLC.
Elden Ring DLC, right? But that's DLC. That's not a new FromSoft game.
That's true, but still, it's basically going to be a new game.
Right. I've been waiting for that's probably the most hyped thing I have. That's 2 years in the making. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, it's kind of a relief. Like, I do love a new game, but there's just, like you said, there's been so many in the last couple years that have been big that have come out that, like, I'm so behind on games that, maybe this is a good opportunity to kind of catch up, or at least, play some random stuff before So in a way, it's kind of a relief. It is always sad to not see new, exciting stuff.
Right.
And just new cloney stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's, if it continues for too many years, it's like, oh, okay, this is weird. But a year of a lull.
I'm fine with clones, but just like different types of clones, like.
Yeah, make it different enough that it's, don't just like put a new skin on a
right.
game.
And I think it's also on the people like developing these showcases, like
that too.
Why are you putting 15 games that look like Hades in your
right? Yeah, you had
showcase?
to screen all these ahead of time.
Right.
You definitely knew ahead of time that you were going to be showing basically the same idea.
Like, I understand you want to put on a show and you want to make it so long so like people actually feel like their time is valued, but like when Nintendo puts out a showcase, it can be 20 minutes and it will be fine. We just went through a 20-minute showcase, and then we've been through showcases where it's been 45, 50 minutes.
Right.
And those are fine too. But, I mean, there's been some that, the famous Farming Simulator one.
Right, yeah.
But there's been, they do a well enough job of, like, variety.
I think you should cap, I think there should be a cap on, like, certain types of games. Like, okay, we're only going to have 3 roguelikes, 3 RTSs,
right.
Something like that. So that way there's a guaranteed variety, and then also people are pushed more to make a variety too, like it's not a problem. Like if your favorite game is Hades and you want to make a game that's like it, that's not an issue, but just don't put it on the same thing as 40 others,
right? Maybe have like one of these every quarter or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. That makes even more sense.
Do a new showcase like once a month or something,
or just title it roguelike showcase, and then at least I know ahead of time I'm gonna watch an hour of roguelikes, and then I'll complain a little bit, or I just won't watch it, but at least I'll know ahead of time, like, all right, it's all new games, but they're all
these specific types of genre. I don't know what's the right way to do it, but I agree it's just like too much. And then it makes it hard to parse out what was the good ones, because you have 4 other bad ones.
Yeah, because some of them kind of look similar, and it's like, oh, was that the...
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I feel bad. But it is what it is. I haven't been playing any indie games lately. The only games that I was playing was Skate 3 this week. I played quite a bit of Skate 3. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah. But it makes me want to try out this game, Skater XL, which is an indie game.
Oh, nice.
It's out of all the types of clones that we get, I feel like skateboarding clones, there was a couple, but like they're very few and far between. It's like I feel like we got like 10 skateboarding games all in a row, and then like nothing. It was like Ollie World and like Skatebird Session, Skater XL, and then they announced that Hell Skate game. We got the Tony Hawk's 1+2 remake, and then nothing.
Yeah.
It's been silence. We got the Skate announcement around that same time too, and that's been silence for a while.
I'd love a fun, like, open world skate game.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that new Skate. When that was getting close beta tests, the first round of those, one of our buddies had codes to get into that, so I went over to his house to play that in alpha. And it feels like Skate, man. I'm real excited for it.
Nice.
It was like maybe a quarter of the size of the map, and it was like the whole size of what Skate 1 was. But there was, I mean, they had a couple of quests and like it's gonna be a free to play open world skate game. So they had like some like party things of like everybody 10 players we need over here, and then we're gonna play a giant competition thing and then stuff like that. So I got to jump in a couple of those, and yeah, that made me really hyped for it, and ever since then I've been craving playing the older ones. So yeah, I finally went back to 1 on the channel, and 1 was okay, but it still wasn't enough because it doesn't have all of the capabilities as 2 and 3. Like getting off your board's a big one.
Yeah.
Like the ability to like get off your board and kind of like readjust yourself, and like
that's a huge thing.
Yeah. 3, they added like movable objects and stuff like that, where you can like place down ramps and stuff like that. Cool. So like right now I'm playing through 3. I'll go back to 2 eventually because 2 is probably my favorite out of the series. But 3's been a lot of fun. I'm having a blast with it. I got through all the tutorial stuff and did all of that recently. And I was like, I just need off my feed. So now that I'm done with all that stuff, I can finally get to the rest of the game where I'm just skating around.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I was gonna go actual skating, but since I ate shit so hard yesterday,
that's what I thought you did to your hands at first. I was like, oh shit, you've been out and about. But
no, chasing the fucking dog. Yeah, I wish it was skating. That would be cool. But no. I'm not as active as I used to be, and that definitely showed me it. I've never been a runner or anything like that. It's never been my thing. Yeah, I gotta play more Skate. I'll play more Skate on the channel. I don't know what else I'm gonna be playing soon. Like I said, there's not a lot of games I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Elden Ring's the big one, but that's June 21st, so we got a little bit.
Yeah.
2 months from today. So I don't know. I'm just trying to fill the time with something.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'll play anything. It doesn't really matter.
Same.
I'll play garbage. I still haven't dived into that We Heart Katamari reroll.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that'd be fun to play soon.
Royal Reverie.
Yeah. The expansion and stuff. Anything else though? I don't know.
I put about 75 hours into Like a Dragon now.
Oh really?
Yeah. I think I crossed that mark last night. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Because
dude.
I'll just put it on now for like, oh, I only have 30 minutes. I'll do a side mission. You
Right.
know, I'll fucking level up really quick or something.
Hell yeah.
So there's so much little things. So yeah, I've definitely, and like most of those hours are side quests. Like a good.
Oh yeah.
There's.
That's
I've,
what those games
I've
are
definitely
about.
progressed in the story a lot, but I've got like after every story mission, I look around the map like, all right, let me make sure there's some side missions I can do first.
Yeah.
Let me knock these out of the way, and then
yeah.
once all they're taken care of, I either like go play a game or like see if there's any like because there's a few collector things that I gotta get,
the gachapons and stuff like that. All the crane games.
and there's a lot of like insect.
Oh yeah,
collecting.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that.
So I'm still doing that, but like other than that, yeah, just
yeah.
hella hours. Super fun game.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, whenever you talk about that, it makes me want to jump back into it, and I forgot my save like reverted me back like 4 or 5 hours to where I was. So like, I just got to get over that hump.
Yeah.
And try to find out where I was. Maybe I don't think I completed every side quest up until that point. So like maybe there'll be enough side quests and stuff where I can start doing those things and feels new. Because right now I was locked in a story mission. I was like, I don't want to fucking play this again.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I want to play that. I want to play 8 really badly. So I got to play through at least 7 to get to 8. Because there's no way I'm not gonna start 8 and have like half the story missing from.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, though.
And then can you beat that Botany Manor game?
Oh, okay.
That like flower puzzle game.
Yeah.
I thought she did it on my account because it was on my Xbox. So I was like, hell yeah, I got all the trophies. But then she signed into hers, so I got to go back and replay it to do it myself. But very peaceful game. I watched her play it, and it's nice.
That's like the escape room game, right? It's like an escape room puzzle.
Kind of, yeah. It's like that liminal, like you're walking around just in your garden, figuring out garden puzzles on how the plants grow or whatever.
I think I heard about that on a podcast recently too, of like somebody talking about that pretty in depth. Like,
the ending's kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah, go figure. Right.
The build up, I was like, oh, there's gonna be something a little more, but
yeah, it's hard. Puzzle games are a weird one to end.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like how do you you make a big puzzle. That's the end. And it's like, okay.
Well, even for like the story that you're kind of following along when you're doing it, it like ends kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, congrats, I guess.
Yeah.
But you could have made it much better. It's a game. You didn't have to.
Right.
But it's so good. Without spoiling it, it was still good though. But
I'll have to look in that. You said that's PlayStation, right? So
no, it was on Xbox.
Oh,
this one, it was on Game Pass.
Oh,
the one that we were playing.
Hell yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Was if it is on Xbox, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it was on Game Pass, so we did that.
Check that out then.
And I haven't really. Don't think maybe one other game. I can't think of anything else besides Like a Dragon. Like I literally, because it's another thing. I'll put it on. Sometimes I'll put it on and just like auto battle for an hour while I'm doing something else.
Right.
Like I won't even walk them. They'll just stand in the street and just trigger battles.
Yeah.
And that's how I level up.
Yeah.
You know? Like I grind. So I'll just be here drawing, and then a battle will happen, and I'll press the auto button, and I'll just go back to drawing and collect my things or whatever.
It's a smart idea.
It's been a big part of it too.
Go to the downtown area.
Yeah, just stand in a dangerous spot.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Because, I mean, 80% of that game is by itself. I mean, besides the walking around, which even then you can just fast travel to different areas through the taxi system. And I beat the business side mission, so now I make like 3 million yen every 15 minutes if I wanted to.
Right.
Like you just go. The only thing I don't like is you have to go to your business and trigger the business game to get the money.
Oh.
You can't just you don't just earn the money passively.
Yeah. There's also the real estate thing. Have you done any of that
So,
yet?
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah,
that one hasn't even...
They'll come up soon.
I don't even think I've seen that one yet.
Yeah, that's how you make the big money in that game, is you start getting real estate, and then you can start, like, flipping houses and stuff
okay,
like
yeah,
that.
I haven't seen that at all. That has not been introduced to me. I only have your cookie business or whatever, the Ichiban Sweets or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And that one's good, and, like, I have no need for money. Like, I've bought, like, the best weapons that I can find. Like, the only way I can get better weapons is to, like, to go to the upgrade shop, but some of those things I think you have to do story missions to actually get, so I'm kind of stuck on that.
Yeah, or like when there's some good stuff in like the casinos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it has like ultimate prizes.
Some of the prizes and stuff I've been going back and like the CD collection. That's another thing I'm trying to like. You got to go. Every game has at least one CD.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's like you got to
Persona music in there.
There's a lot of cool tracks in there.
Yeah. Super Monkey Ball music's in there.
I wish it would tell you what tracks you've listened to.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I guess I'll collect like 4 or 5 at a time, and I'll go back, and it'll just be the whole list, and I'm like, oh god, I don't remember which one I haven't heard.
Yeah, you just got like write it down or something. That's a bummer.
Because they don't pop up in order either. They have like a preset order.
Yeah.
So as you unlock them.
And a lot of that music is different from the karaoke music.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, there's a whole other soundtrack in there too.
For that, yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool. Hell yeah, man. I can't wait to hear more about that, especially like as you get like deeper into like the bosses and stuff like that.
The story's so good, dude.
Yeah.
I love the story. It's very like a real story, like a real there's so much depth to it. And I love like one of the things that surprises me so often is how like some of these sub stories feel like one-offs, and then somehow they tie into another sub-story, and it's like, if I had never done that, I couldn't have even been doing this right now.
Right.
Is this even something that'd be available to me? Like, what happened if I didn't? There's so many, like, questions. Like, there's so many. It's a great web of, like, they've really tied a lot of stuff together.
Yeah. They do that. They do that really well, and they do
it's
that from
very
game
well.
to game, too. Which,
Yeah.
So that's what makes me want to play through this one first before I get to 8, because I'm like, what? Who's gonna show up?
Right. Yeah, because it's not like GTA where it's just like some side mission and you'll never see that character again.
Right. And it's like you're probably gonna see that person again.
There's so many of these where it's like they're just continuously living NPCs that you visit and shop from, and they also just have stories and stuff, and it's like, whoa.
Right.
Or they change the way you greet. Like, there's this restaurant side mission, and like, you could just go to the
one with
restaurant
the
whenever.
Is that the one where you have to do like Instagram pictures for them?
No, this one is the restaurant owner's son is like falling in love with this older lady.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
trying to convince him he needs to cook or whatever.
Right.
But like now you go in there after you beat that mission, and he's like, he like greets you and stuff. He's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like he's just friendlier.
Oh, that's cool.
Now.
I don't remember if that mission was in 6 or 7. There's a mission where you like play the character, and you go into a restaurant, and the restaurant's like super dead, and it's like, I never get any customers and blah blah blah, and I see all these restaurants on social media.
Oh, and maybe. It sounds like it'd be in that game, but I haven't got to that one yet.
Right, that could be in 6. I remember that story sticking out quite a lot. And like I've played like a few of the others and like demos and stuff like that, and I played that they did like a weird zombie spin-off game where you like during the time of like Dead Rising and stuff like that, there was like it's like a car combat game where you kill a whole bunch of zombies and shit. Yeah, it's really strange, but they do that sometimes where they do like a Dragon Ishin is another weird spin-off where like it's all of the characters, but they're all dressed up as like the Three Kingdoms samurai, and like I think Ishin takes place in the Edo period Japan during like a Japanese civil war and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's super interesting, but it's all like it's basically those characters, but they all just play dress up as like historical figures and legends and stuff like that. And they play it completely serious.
Right.
But it's still like, oh, that's Kiryu, and he's playing this fucking king from China or something. Huh. Yeah, it's weird stuff. It's so cool. Yeah, I gotta dive more in that franchise. Those games are long though. It's a commitment.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, 75 hours, and I'm probably only halfway, if that.
If that, yeah, right. Depending on what you've been doing. Damn. Hell yeah. Well, I think that calls it for this episode. It's been, I can't even see the time now. We're
at least an hour. We watched that whole thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Over an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a good episode. Indie games, get your shit together. I don't know. You used to be a lot cooler.
Yeah, become a little more indie.
Yeah. Dogs suck. Comedy's cool. Go see Patrick live. Go watch my channel. Really nothing else to plug yet. Patrick has shirts. I have cards. There's that.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to figure out ways to get you guys to be able to send us some money and donate and support the channel and stuff like that. I just got to get all that shit together. I'm just lazy and get sidetracked with other things, so it's all my fault. But until the next episode, it's been fun. It's been real. Peace out, Cubs. Bye.
See ya.